Hello, Kim. Welcome to the stream. How's your day going? Sorry. Hopefully your day is going well. Hello, Anthony. Welcome to the stream. All right, give me 1 second. Oh, there you go. I can see everything. Hello, Side. Hello, Nia. And hello, Bendy. Boy. I'm alright. It's 2 a.m. and I plan on staying a lot longer today since it's a weekend. Oh, nice. Hello, Nick. And hello, Brad. How's your days going? I have gotten a new tablet. And it's kind of working. It's kind of working really good. With the assistance of Voltron and the gaming illustrator. So Dennis, new digital stream when? Don't know. Maybe on Sunday. On Sunday? Boy, you have school. On Sunday? On Sunday? To me, saying hi chat feels like giving a handshake to everybody instead of going one by one. Yeah. Is it Friday for you guys? Yeah, it's Friday for me. I guess. Who has school on Sunday? I mean, I guess there's a thing called Sunday school, but is that... Huh? Why? That's how my education system works. Huh. It's unfortunate. Well, I don't know. Sunday, Monday. Sometime during next week I'll do a digital stream. I mean, today is Friday, and I don't stream on... Today is Friday, I don't stream on Saturdays, so Sunday or any other day that's not Saturday is going to be it. Look at this sketch alongside you. Okay, nice. I'm not on Friday, I'm on Viernes. And that's the same. Okay, pal. Okay. True, that is the name for Friday. Wait, no. Wait, yeah. No, hold on, isn't that? Oh, yeah. That's doing the honor one pose? I am? Where? I didn't know I'm the honored one. To be honest, yeah. I learned Spanish. No, I was trying to figure out something else. I think I was, yeah, I don't know what I was actually trying to figure out, but... Oh yeah, I was trying to figure out what pose I'm gonna do. I'm actually drawing. I'm obligated to draw. Fair enough. I hate ballpoint pens and flat tip pencils. They make it hard to draw for me. That's unfortunate. Oh, you're talking about this drawing right here. I guess it kind of looks like that, yeah. Hello, Suzu Hyan. Hello, Suzu. Welcome to the stream. How's your day going? Dennis, today you spawned? That's good. Today I spawned. That's good for you. Hello, Locke. Welcome to the stream. How's your day going? Would you rather watch a tree grow or... Nah, knees are pretty boring, you know, so I'd rather watch a tree grow, even though knees grow faster than trees. Is that true? Do knees grow fast? Yeah, knees have to grow faster than trees, so I'd rather watch a knee progress in its development than a tree. I just threw my pen. I low-key steal my dad's pens sometimes because it's that good. Huh. Hello, Sadbo. Welcome to the stream. How's your day going? And hello, Lunatic. Hello, Cease. Welcome to the stream. How's your day going? He baited you? Nah, I didn't say it. Joseph Stalin is back? That's interesting. Oh yeah, that's what you mean. You mean it's your birthday? Fair enough. Happy birthday. What does he mean by knee? He means like you're like a knee, like, you know, the body part, the thing that's on your legs, that like the joint. Here, I'll draw a cake. Wasn't that what I said, or you said that I said I'd do, or something like that? Did anyone have that one art teacher who was just a total ass to everyone? Well, not me, because I didn't have an art teacher, because I didn't go to school. Is there just regular art? Like, is there just regular like an art class in school? Is that just a thing that happens normally? I thought you have to go to like a specialized school to go to art school. The Phil page got some really cute sketches. Well, I missed a lot by not joining yesterday. Yeah, it does. Like, yeah, like these are pretty cute. This one. But I did these three 2 streams ago. This is like the only cute, or these 2 are the only like cute drawings I did yesterday, for the most part. So I'm hosting you in my city. What? Yeah, there is for mine. My art teacher was rude for no reason, and for some reason banned references in class. That's interesting. Yeah, I actually did draw a cake. Why is there serious Squidward on the top right? I don't know. Sometimes you gotta draw something serious. I missed those 2. Had to study for exams. Fair enough. You got rejected from art school? Well, that doesn't bode well for the rest of the world. No, I'm lying. I never went to art school, but what if I do? Love it. Hello, Nicolo channel. How's your day going? For some reason, I can't find my 4th grade art classroom. What? What do you mean find it? What do you mean by find it? Like, you mean like the work that you did there? Is that what people mean when they say find that? Like the things that you did in that classroom, like a book or something? Hello, Hugo. I haven't seen you in a while. Welcome to the stream. How's your day going? I'm back. It's killing me today. Unknowingly got to the shrimp pose while drawing. That does happen, I suppose, sometimes. Hello, might really be Mando. How's your day going? Hello, Sen. Welcome to the stream. How's your day going? Starting 3rd grade in my school, we would use Google Classroom. After moving up grade, the old classes would be archived and you would be able to see them while getting invited to a new one. Oh, I see. I didn't... wait, Google Classroom? What? How long ago was your 4th grade? Was that a normal thing? Did people normally use Google Classroom? How long ago was Google Classroom? When I was in school, when I was learning about school, we didn't have things like Google Classroom. We had things like books and real classrooms that you go to. 4th grade in Google Class. That's what I'm saying. So that's what I'm saying. See? I'm 13 in 7th grade right now. Huh. I see. What would you rather do if you're forced to pick one? Lower the age of consent by 2 years or raise it by 10 years? Probably raise it by 10 years, yeah. Because one of those is considerably more morally unhinged than the other. One of those is bad. And one of those is bad and one of those is inconvenient, you know? So I'm picking the inconvenient one rather than the bad one. Hello, Luna. It's your birthday? Happy birthday. Hello, Comet. When I was in 4th grade, we didn't have Tung 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 Sahor. Tung 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 Skibidi Ohio Riz 67 or something like that. True. Hello, Steph. Hello, Madden. Welcome to the stream. How's your day going? Love your drawing. Thank you. I appreciate it. You know, Bob Marley was born the same day. Oh, I didn't know that. To be fair, I don't know much about Bob Marley like at all, so. I'm struggling so hard because in 4th grade, I learned something important that I completely had forgotten. Yeah, it'd be like that. Do you ever notice yourself not caring or not having remorse after doing something that would be considered bad? I try not to do things that are considered bad, but if I do something, I I don't tend to do things that I regret, I don't think. But of course, remorse, if you mean like feel bad for something that I did, then yeah. Of course there have been times where I did things that I don't find like there have been times where I did things that I don't find reasonable or like the good thing to do. And so yeah, I do feel bad. Or at least I did feel bad about it. I don't really regret things because there's no point in regretting things. Just like move forward, move forward while like remembering the past or something like that. But I don't have to like hold on to it and feel bad. But yeah, like in the moment, yeah, or maybe not even in the moment because if I know something's bad in the moment, I probably won't do it. But like later on, if I think about it, I'm like, oh yeah, I could probably do something better. Like yeah, I do feel like remorse. Yeah, I guess that's the right word. I guess remorse isn't the same thing as regret. So yeah, I do feel remorse, but not regret. Hello, Purple Haze. Hello, Sam. Welcome to the stream. How's your day going? Hello, Solo. You ever notice how pro artists characters are almost always simple, and newer artists always try to make it more complex? Um, yeah, it could be like that. I think I can see that type of thing. What's the worst type of people? Probably hypocrites or something like that. If I were to not go for like the obvious, you know. I mean, I guess the obvious would like hypocrites aren't that bad. I mean, they're pretty like annoying, but I don't think they're that bad. The worst type of people are people who like prey on the weak, you know. People who take advantage of other people's weakness, whether it be yeah, so like that would be the worst type of person. You don't tend to want those type of people in your society. That's how you get like a rotten society. Hello, welcome to the stream. Mim, is it Mim? Are you sketching? I am, yeah. I felt bad about not feeling bad about doing bad before. That's interesting. I guess that makes sense. Artists make their stuff simple so they won't suffer while drawing. Yeah, that probably makes sense. We do not have 3D models. Artists do not have 3D models, and we are not MiHoYo. We're not in the Hoyoverse, so I mean, I think for any artist, it's probably like a good thing if you don't make your designs too complex. Last time I made a design too complex, I rarely draw it because it's too complex. I'm dying looking at my old art. God, how did I think I could? Because you did the best that you could at the time. So you did cook at the time, because that's the best you could have possibly done. If you didn't have any knowledge to do better, then that really is you really did cook. But now you know you have a higher skill limit. You have more knowledge. You have more potential to do, but you have a higher potential to better. So of course, now you're gonna think that your old self is worse. But you're probably like mostly yeah. I mean yeah. More annoying dark humor people, dark romance people, political teenagers, or other. Probably political teenagers. Probably yeah. Dark romance people scare the fuck out of me. I don't even know what dark romance is, but when it comes to any type of like, well, I assume by romance you're talking about like I assume that's like a genre of like book or something. And so yeah, I don't really. To be fair, I don't find most people like even. I'm really guessing what people think is most annoying. I assume most people think that I'm not interested in politics, but I'm also like not interested in dark romance, and I'm also not interested in. Well, actually, dark humor can be fine. So, like, out of the three of them, I'm more tolerant, like, not tolerant, but I'm more biased towards the dark humor. But in any case, like, I mean, like, yeah, like, a teenager is a teenager. Like, they don't, like, a teenager is just gonna do what they're gonna do. If they want to get into politics and, like, talk about politics, that's fine. I'm just not gonna engage with it because I'm not interested in it. So I don't actually find it like, annoying. But I guess the one that I'm least interested in. Yeah, I guess like the way that I'm answering, the one that I'm least interested in is probably politics, because I'm just the least interested in politics in general. I'm also not that interested in romance in any case, like of any kind. Like I don't really engage with any romance type of like media. I just don't find it that interesting, and so yeah. But the toxic ones, well, I don't really care. Yeah, like as long as it's like they're talking about like fiction or whatever, I don't care. You can enjoy whatever you want to enjoy. I mean, again, I'm not like interested in it because it's boring to me. But yeah, they're not annoying at the very least. I'm more so I'm more so answering out of like I'm answering maybe not about annoyingness, but just about interest. And politics is the least interesting version of any of that. How do you sleep with the door open? Not talking to me. Yeah, toxic romance books. Oh, yeah, fair enough. Does Dennis have a soul? Maybe. I refuse to make fan art of Hoyo characters. It's too complicated for me. That makes sense. Yeah. Did I say hello to you, Sephiroth? Hello, Iron. Hello, Iron. Welcome to the stream. Did I say hello to you, Sephiroth? I think so, but I'm not too sure. If not, then welcome to the stream. How's your day going? Toxic book readers will read the most questionable and violating pieces of literature of all time. That's true. Look, sometimes, once in a year, I do something like that. Wait, huh? Who are you talking to? Look fun to draw sometimes? Fair enough. Maybe? So it's between a yes and a no? Wait, what are you talking about? Do you consider yourself narcissistic? I don't think so, no. I don't consider myself narcissistic, but of course I don't consider myself like selfless, because I don't think selflessness exists. But a narcissist? Not really. I don't really think about myself. I just think about drawing. I mean, okay, like technically, my want to draw is a selfish like want. Like I'm not doing it for anyone else but myself. So maybe I am always thinking about myself. Maybe I am narcissistic. I don't know. But narcissism born from like the weakness or like self-image or whatever it is. I don't even know what narcissism is. Like I don't know the definition. I just know that like narcissists have like big egos and like they have a constant need to like validate themselves. I don't, because I just want to draw. What is Yuri? It's like girl on girl romance. It's like the opposite of, well, yeah, if you don't know what Yuri is, then you probably don't know what yaoi is either. It's just like lesbian romance books, I think. You said narcissistic and I heard Marxist? Huh. Narcissism is broken ego, so they seek constant validation and attention, all for them. Yeah, well, yeah. I just want to draw, so I don't think I'm narcissistic. I just like the term toxic Yuri to toxic Yuri, since people downplay actual unhealthy relationships to just be that. Maybe. I mean, the labels that people use for like fiction, I don't know, whatever. There's no such thing as totally selfish person. Of course not. But yeah. But I certainly don't think that, at least, if selfless means to do something completely for the sake of another person, I don't think that exists. And I think that if selfishness means to do something so like for yourself, basically, then I think that every action that a person does is solely for themselves. Even if it does take into account another person, like I want to do this to make this other person happy, at the root of it, it's because like you take enjoyment from the other person being happy. The only reason you're doing it is because you get something out of it. And so I think that is like selfishness in a sort of sense. Like, I don't think selfishness is bad, but yeah. I guess the way that a lot of people use the word selfishness is not necessarily doing something purely for yourself, but doing something for yourself, but at the detriment of others, which is different. So I don't think everyone does something purely for themselves, but at the detriment of others. Like, some people do that, but I do think that everyone does things for themselves only. It's fiction, but it bothers me a little, especially with the example I mentioned. Well, I mean, fair. I mean, yeah, but like, there's a bunch of type of fictions that exist. To be honest, like, yeah, like, there's a lot of things that have been written about and stuff that I don't have any interest in. But like, because I don't have any interest in it, I just don't seek it out. And if I end up reading something that like, I'm just like, I'm put off by, then I'll just stop reading it. So it doesn't actually really bother me, like, about that type of stuff. Because like, I always have the agency to just like not read it, I suppose. But I suppose, yeah, I guess if you're, well, yeah, you know, for some people, I guess yeah, I guess I could kind of, I can understand, I guess. But I think it should be allowed, because creativity is a good thing. Everyone is selfish to a certain point. The difference is how often they do. I'm not selfish at all. I hate fish. Fair enough. Now that I think of it, the Patriots are a type of ongoing fiction as well. Heck is the Patriots? I've never heard of that. I mean, I know what patriotism is, but I've never heard of the piece of literature or whatever it is, media. The Patriots is. The example I mentioned, Ivan and Andrew used to be friends until Andrew moved in with Ivan. Ivan started to become abusive. This ship is popular. Yeah, I mean, like, people can write about a bunch of like abusive stuff. I think that it's fine. I think that it's fine, and even I think that it's almost a good thing, because I think that people's creativity should be able to be exercised freely. Basically, a person should be able to write about whatever they want, as long as they don't try and bring that fiction into reality to influence other people or harm other people in reality physically, or like if they're not targeting another person specifically to like harm someone, then I think it's completely fine whatever they write about. Or yeah, even if I don't like the thing, you know. But yeah, like I was saying, like, I understand the people who don't like that, but I still think it's a good thing for those things to exist, because that means that people are able to express their creativity in general. I think creativity is like a good thing. It's like the selling point for people, I think. The example. Their relationship is abuser and victim, yet the fandom makes it seem like they're always healthy, and even Andrew had it coming since he was being harsh. Yeah, I mean, that's like it. Like, if like, as long as people don't talk about actual people like that, I think it's completely fine. Yeah, like, I think it's fine for people to talk about fictional characters however they want, as long as they're not like bringing that. As long as they're not bringing that attitude to actual real life people, I think it's fine. And I think that, like, I do believe that there's a large amount of people who are able to not connect whatever, like, yeah, like, you can like have different behaviors for like different things, whether it be like a book or like an actual relationship that you see. Hello, Cassie. Welcome to the stream. How's you doing? How's your day going? Can you request a doodle? You can request it. Whether I do it or not is a different story. I think some people are quick to argue how drawings can cause indirect harm and you shouldn't draw things like drawing sexy men or sexy ladies, sexualizing them or something. Yeah, in fact, I think I made a video on that. I did make a video on like talking about that. I mean, yeah, I don't think that, yeah, but yeah. Yeah, but it just upsets me considering I genuinely relate to Andrew so much. If I were in the situation where I related to a character, but a fandom was treating that character in like a bad way or a way that I felt was bad, I would just like stop engaging with the fandom because it just seems like the fandom would be toxic to me specifically. So I would just like not. I would do my best to like just not engage. And it's like in the same way that it's fine for other people to like talk about a character in like a way that you might find like repulsive or not good, it's also fine for you to voice your like dislike of other people. It's fine both ways, basically, is what I'm saying. Would you find more interesting evildoers or people, or kind and good? Evildoers or kind and good? What? Evildoer people or kind and good people? I think anyone could be interesting as long as they're portrayed in an interesting way. But in general, like I think that people who are like evil, like the villains, tend to be a little bit more interesting than protagonists. I think so. I'd be more like, usually it is the case that I'm more interested in the villains than the heroes. Did you see that? Why do you consider yourself slothful? Because I only do the things that I'm interested in. Which is the truth. How do you feel about drawing Raisin from Toho? Probably not gonna do it until I get into Toho. Hello, Senpai Kawaii. Kawaii. Hello, Senpai Clip. Welcome to the stream. How's your day going? Looked up to you, bro. Dennis. You're actually fucking awesome. You talk like an actual mature adult, better than my mom at some point. I don't consider myself a good talker, so that's unfortunate. Well, thank you then. I appreciate it. How do you feel about human trafficking? That's like, how do you feel about murder? People getting run over. What's your thoughts on that? So, what about torture? How about suffering in general? You think dogs should get pet all the time? You think humans should care for animals? Animal abuse. What are our thoughts on that? You think people should put pineapples on pizza? I consider you a good talker? Well, thank you. I'm trying to get better for sure. I think YouTube has helped me become better at like speaking because it forces me to like, I'm like talking live. Like sometimes I get into the, in fact, like saying like is also a thing that I'm trying to like slow down on because I think I can get into the habit of just saying like I'm a machine gun. I'm a like machine gun. It's like trying to like curb that behavior. Yeah, so like I did it again. Talking live though is useful because instead of like there it is again. But instead of I have to kind of try to think about what I'm saying. At least I have to think about how to convey my thoughts in a good way. Basically, I think it's making me better. In fact, right now I am not talking in the best way that I would like to talk. But it's fine. Maybe it's because my thoughts are clunky. Basically, if I get my thoughts in order, I think I'll be able to get my speech in order. But sometimes my thoughts are not formulated in a way that's like readily available for me to just like spit out into the universe. Oh damn! Welcome to the stream. How's your day going? Could humans be perfect? Perfection doesn't exist unless it's in your mind. Perfection exists in your mind. So yeah, a person could think that humans are like that. A person is perfect or whatever. But I don't think perfection literally exists. Like for instance, you can have like I mean, I don't think perfection is like even like a healthy thing to like chase after or like for people to even hold. But I think that perfection could exist in the mind. Yeah. Hello, Victorian. Is it okay to not draw every day as a beginner artist? Would it harm my progress? I think forcing yourself to draw every day and like forcing yourself to even when you're not interested, even when you don't have time, even when I think forcing yourself to do anything is usually not going to be good for you. At least especially in art is like a thing that is born from passion. If you're forcing yourself to do something, then I don't think it'll benefit you, especially because the thing is related to passion and creativity and motivation, inspiration, other shuns. But yeah, so I don't think it's that bad. If you want, you can like draw for like, if you want to draw every day, you could like draw for 10 minutes. You don't have to do a big like drawing. You can do like a doodle or anything. Yeah, you could do a doodle or something. Like just draw like a tiny cactus or like your favorite animal. You don't have to draw like a finished piece every day for you to improve. Like just drawing for like at least 30 minutes every day is still enough for you to improve. And so you don't need to draw every day. I don't think it's gonna harm your progress too badly. Just, I mean, draw when you can, draw when you're interested. And I think that's good enough. That's a cute little nervous maid with a broom. Yes, exactly. Victoria, you're probably asking Dennis, but in my opinion, you should draw whenever you want or feel like it. Yes, exactly. Perfectionism is the bane of my existence as an artist. Yeah. What do you mostly take pride in? Your appearance, in your spirituality, in your knowledge, in your power, or something else? I don't know. I don't know. Do I take I take let me think. I don't know. I'm happy with the fact that I'm unbothered by a lot of things, I guess. I don't think it's like, but I'm not like, I don't take pride in it because I don't think like there's such a thing as being too unbothered by stuff, you know? I don't know. I'm chill. I must take pride in something. Maybe it's like, I don't know. Maybe it's my ability to just have fun with my drawings, maybe something like that. But what is pride? Like, yeah, like pride is just something that you value. What's pride? Pride is valuing yourself. What is something that you value yourself for? Yeah, maybe just chilling, I guess. I tried once, it's good. How's your day? Yeah, my day's going good. Did I read that? I don't know. Hello, K Blood. Welcome to the stream. How's your day going? Is your pen some sort of special pen? My pens are too inky with thick lines, or do you control the strength and draw really light? I'm always drawing really light. I mean, like, my pen is not. It's a 1mm pen. It's a normal ballpoint pen. I got them in bulk. I got like a pack of 24 for like $6. It's not like a special pen, I don't think. It's a zebra pen. I got it on Amazon. You can't even see the brand, but yeah, it's a zebra. Oh, you can. Okay, there you can kind of see it right there. It's a zebra pen. No, not really. You talk perfectly fine when you let loose and not actually think too much about it. At least that's what I think. Yeah, probably. You get very passionate sometimes when you talk. Yeah, I guess I could see that. I wish there was a button that you could press to remove perfectionism that easily. Dennis, did you know that there are people that stutter because they think way too fast and can't talk fast enough? Yeah, I think that's like a lot of it. A lot of people do stutter because either their thoughts are not aligned properly for them to like speak, or they're just thinking too fast. Yeah, I'd be like that. Made outfits look cute for no reason. Fair enough, true. What's people problems when adults draw adult content and post them on adult sites? What do you think? I don't know. People have a problem with everything. It's literally, I mean, yeah, it's like the human condition to have a problem with something, even if it doesn't really matter. What's my opinion on it? I don't really have an opinion on it. Yeah, I don't have that's just people. I'm not like, I don't dislike people for being people, because I'm a person, right? it would be hypocritical of me. Have you ever been asked out by the same sex? I have not. No. The usual is 0.7. Do you despise people who can't control their emotions? No. I think it's normal. I think it's normal for people to have emotions. I think it's a good trait to be able to control your emotions. I don't think it's like I don't hate people for controlling their emotions. I mean, for not being able to control their emotions. I I try not to hate people in general. It's just yeah. I mean, like, I kind of, it would, like, to hate a person for exhibiting a behavior would be kind of like hating an animal for, like, not an animal because people are animal, but it'd be like hating a tiger for, like, trying to eat people. It'd be like hating any sort of predatory animal, or like hating a tornado for for, like, enacting its very own, its nature. I don't hate people because people are people. I don't know. Although, yes, I think it's a good trait and beneficial for like a person's life to be able to control their emotion, because usually that allows them a greater amount of happiness. Like to be able to control your emotions is a usually good thing. Does Noma have emotion? Noma doesn't really have emotion. She's just a really good actor. Is like the simplest answer I could probably give. I'll say Noma, as like at her base, does not have emotions. No. I don't know what I'm gonna draw. I've been sitting here for too long on this not finished drawing. I guess I've been yapping. You can't hate people at all then? I could probably hate people. Like I'm sure there must be like some, like, I'm sure there's an extreme circumstance that would make me like hate someone. I'm not like I don't think I'm incapable of hating someone. I just don't find it useful to hate someone, so I don't make it a practice to like fester that emotion. I feel like a lot of emotions are like habits. If you don't allow the habit to like take root, it becomes harder to like it becomes less of an issue for that emotion. It basically becomes like a flicker. It doesn't really, yeah. I mean, I think I said the best way I could probably say it at like the first time I tried to say it. Yeah. So like habits. Dennis, did you draw a cake for that one guy? Yeah, was it Side? I think it was Side. Damn, I hate tornadoes. They never asked me for to destroy my home. Fair enough. First time drawing on traditional for a year. I'm nervous. I've gotten too used to drawing on tablet. It'd be like that. There's a learning curve every time you switch from medium to medium. Did you draw a kid? Yeah, I did. I read that already. I guess when you said Noma would be a dictator or something like that before. I mean, humans can be like Kim Jong-un is a person, or whatever his name is. Kim Jong-un is a dictator. Dictators don't necessarily mean that you have no emotions. It just means that you're like very you're in a narcissist, not yeah, narcissistic. You're power hungry basically. It's very normal to be to have emotions and also be power hungry. Okay, goodbye, Cease. Have a good day. This is a dictator. Yeah, but like Noma would be like a dictator, not in like the human sense, but in like the AI sense. It's like a very cold dictatorship. A dictatorship to enact one's own goal. Which, I mean, which is like most dictatorships. I mean, I'm pretty sure like all dictatorships are born from the want to enact your own goal. But you know what I'm saying. She's more like an AI robot thing than, even though she's not a robot, she's a god. But with the lack of emotions, she has an agenda and she wants to push that agenda. And being in a dictatorship, like dictatorial, I don't know how to say it. Being a dictator would help her accomplish that goal, and so she'd do it. Pegasus is a dictator. But a lot of them may be, not all of them, but you get the point. I don't know. I feel like all the dictators that we know are human. And humans have emotions. I feel like most dictators tend to have like most dictators are dictators because they have like, I don't know. I'm just stopping by. Hello, ZG. Look, well, I hope I hope your headache clears up. Do you guys want to know why I plan on getting 11 cats? Why do you plan on getting 11 cats? What do you think what would you do if you were isekai'd into a Kamega kill? Probably die. I think a lot of people die there. Tablet user, where is your layer? Hello, Raid. Welcome to the stream. How's your day going? Okay, let me get back into drawing. I can draw. Maybe something like this. Never drawn this before. I've never drawn this pose before. In fact, I don't even have a reference for this hand position. I'm just gonna guess, and it's probably gonna turn out pretty bad. But hey, sometimes things turns out bad. Ah, that's an interesting predicament I put myself in. If hand there, then I guess, yeah, it'd be down at the side, and it'd be something like that, I suppose. Which is... okay, I guess we could do something like that, yeah. I thought the stream was going to be digital. Oh, no, did I say so? Oh, yeah, because I said something, because art of an actually functioning tablet? Yeah, that makes sense, actually. Wait, is James Dennis? People sometimes call me James, meaning Dennis. So, well, yeah, so sometimes, yeah, there are some people who call me James, meaning me. Would you steal the ice mommy? I don't know. Hello, chocolate fan. How's your day going? James and me, or are people jerks this year? People can be jerks at any year. So probably not. I mean, probably yes, but like same as any other year, you know. Art of misleading the audience. No, I was talking about my actual, like the tablet that I use for references, not the tablet that I use for drawing. Oh, by the way, Dennis, how do you draw digitally? A digital pen or yes, I have a screen monitor that has the actual screen on the tablet, and I have a stylus to draw on the tablet. No, I draw on the tablet. It's like a sketchbook. It's like, you know, yeah. Even using the Loomis method, I'm still not getting the drawing quite right. It takes a lot of practice regardless of what method you use to guide myself. Yeah, I've never used the Loomis method, but yeah. I mean, yeah, that makes sense. I love drawing zebra patterns on hair. Nice. 3 cats for comfort, 2 cats for delivery, 5 cats for house chores, and 1 German cat, so I learned German. Fair enough. How do you feel about homosexuality? Same way I feel about heterosexuality. It exists. That's about it. Don't care. Hello, Tasty. How's your day going? Liar, where's the functioning tablet? It's over here. It's the tablet that I use for my own. It's the tablet that I use for references, not my drawing tablet. Yeah. Hello, Tazem. Welcome to the stream. How's your day going? Good sir. I'm going to need a thick character drawn. Well, I wish you luck. You know, maybe I will, maybe I won't. Who knows? Hello, Carrot. Welcome to the stream. How's your day going? I think the internet shows a lot of jerks, especially on Twitter, which is why one may think the world is worse now, but nah, is the same thing. News do show crimes all the time. Yeah, I mean, the internet just gives people more voice. People just have more voices than they usually do. The world is much worse. There are much more hate. There are much more hate crimes and inequality. Uh, I mean, like, I think the world is probably better since we don't die from random, there are less people who die from random diseases like plagues or anything. There's less people who die. I think there's less people who die to like getting burned at the stake for being a witch. I think the world has moved forward in like forward being like less deadly for people for the most part. Of course, there are still crimes happening, but there have been crimes happening forever, right? There's always been crimes. You might think the world is worse, but I think you think the world is worse because you're able to see more of the world, right? The internet allows you to see more of like everything, and so I I don't even we don't have enough data. Like we don't actually have real data, at least data that we can like cross-reference, I guess, like examine one set of data and the other, which is like the modern data set of crime, and then the like 300,000 years like data set of crime. There's like you can see more of the crime that's happening today than a person from like 300 years ago could like hear about the crime, right? So like you may think it's worse, but I don't think that's like a very like if you're only going off of that, I don't know if that's like you're gonna get an accurate representation of if the world is actually worse off than it was before. I don't think it's actually worse off before. I think there's like a lot of advancements that has happened basically. I think this century is worse than the last one. There were 2 world wars and a fuck ton of crimes against humanity. Yeah, but there's always been crimes against humanity. How are you doing, mate? I'm doing good. Hello, Picktop. Welcome to the stream. How's your day going? And hello, Dark Martinez. Welcome to the stream. How's your day going? And a lack of basic human rights. No, there's no. The thing that we're calling human rights has never been actually held up. Like human rights exist when we're able to enforce that like human rights exist. If we like back in the day there's more. I'm just gonna draw. I'm just gonna draw. Do you think you're a great person? Maybe. I don't know what that means. Before getting your observation skills on autopilot, how would you know the distance between the eyes and ratio of the eyes? Yeah, so like you don't. Would you use measuring sticks? No, I never use measuring sticks. You just keep you do it over and over and over and over and over again until you're able to like pretty like gauge the distance between the 2 eyes pretty well. I never did like the head method, like the torso is like 2 heads, or the torso is like a head long, and like the legs are like 4 heads long. I just guessed. I just kept guessing until I got better at guessing. Why do people kill each other? I hate that because people are like very tribalistic, animalistic, and based on like they run on their emotions. D4, I don't know. I think they're both pretty. They're both pretty bad. I think they're both very bad. Animal cruelty has like there's a lot of things that could be considered animal cruelty, whereas there's not a lot of. Yeah, they're both bad. I don't know. I don't know how to. I would assume they're. Yeah, I don't know. It's worse and you don't notice because you don't care about politics and you're a straight man. I don't think that's. Yeah, so I guess you'd have to explain how it's worse, why it's worse, and if you've actually like, why would you think it's worse? Like, do you think it's worse because you see more of it, because it's broadcast on the news? Do you have any like real data? I don't know. You'd have to like. I mean, and this is like this is a YouTube chat, so you're not gonna be able to like properly say it properly, but Hello, Alex. Welcome to the stream. How's your day going? Geneva Conventions, more like Geneva Suggestions. Yeah. Can I use your sketch as a reference? Sure, if you want. Yeah, like I don't think me being straight has anything to do with it, first of all. So yeah, I don't think that point is actually even like a good point, because like whatever a person is actually, like whatever a person is, I don't like, if you're saying that a person who experiences a lot of pain doesn't know more about the world, I don't think that's actually true. So like you might say that I don't have the experience of like having pain brought against me, but like let's say that I know people, like you can still know things happen without having them happen to you, you know. um I don't care about politics, but I do see a lot of politics, because politics are literally everywhere. Like you cannot escape politics. It's like the saying, like, no matter if you don't care about politics, politics still cares about you. Yeah, that's true. I also like think that, yeah, I think the world is better off now than it was before. Like nowadays, like sure, bad things still happen. Bad things have always happened. You know, at least nowadays people aren't dying of the plague in like droves. At least like 60% of the population isn't like dying. You know what I'm saying though, right? Like there's like huge advancements in the way that things are. And if you're just talking about like discrimination and stuff like that, that has always happened. Humans are tribalistic by nature, right? Like people trying to genocide each other, or like killing someone just for like their skin color, or for like their sexual orientation, or for whatever it is, has always happened. If you think it's like, why would you think it's more now? Like why now more than before? Is it because they have better technology? Is like, are you saying that there's more like violence happening because there's better, like more technology? You're saying like, what is the cause? Because humans have always been the same. Like humans are the same species. Maybe they have more technology to do, like what is the mechanism by which they're be able to enact more violence, I guess, is probably the question I'm asking. You're talking about 3 years ago? Okay, so maybe, like, maybe, but yeah, I'm literally not talking about 3 years ago. We're not talking about the same thing. I want to be part of the company that makes anime games, or Epic. I've been teaching myself fundamentals while also drawing digitally. Well, good luck on you. I think you should be able to do good. Do you consider yourself a romantic scholar? Nope, don't know what that is. My sense of humor is crime against good taste and human rights. Interesting. That still exists in countries? Yeah, no, I'm saying that there's less of that, right? I'm not saying it doesn't exist. I'm saying there's less of it. Like, at least there's a way to combat that, right? Like, before, if you, like, there is many disease, like, I'm not saying, of course, there's places where, like, you don't have the ability to treat deadly diseases. I'm just saying that right now, there's more of a ability to treat them. I'm not even talking about like I'm talking about like in the course of human history, the point in time we are right now, like over like the 300,000 years, I'm saying right now is like a better time to live than before. Like that's all I'm saying. I'm not comparing where you are in the world. I'm just saying as a human, I think like, yeah, that's all I'm saying. I was talking about the intensification of discrimination in the last 3 years. Yeah, maybe. Intensification of discrimination. Yeah, maybe. I can only talk about like where I am in the world. Of course, I don't know where. So like, do people discriminate more now? So I think the world has become more in the past 20 years, perhaps the years, like the internet, the people have become more polarized and intense. Yeah, people have been going more towards extremes rather than like a very like middle area. I think that's most likely true. I would agree. But yeah, I wasn't talking. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about like in general, over a long period of like over centuries and centuries, not even centuries, like millennia. I do think that some ways of life may have been better before, but more ways of life is better now for the most part. Yeah, maybe. Do you think everyone is equal to death? What? I what? Some people were actually before, while other people have become. Existed for the just gotta be good. Fair enough. In the last 3, not 20. Um. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, like, I'm not. Yeah, so like you say, like you're saying it's not maybe, it's an objective fact. I'm saying maybe because I literally don't know, right? Like I don't take anyone's word for anything, right? So I'm saying maybe because maybe, right? Like if someone tells me something that I have no like data on, then I'm just gonna say maybe, right? I'm not gonna be like yes or no. I'm just gonna be like, okay, maybe. I don't have any reason to actually take someone's word on something, especially on the internet, right? Sure, you can inform yourself later if you're interested. Yeah, I mean, yeah, if I ever feel the need to, I will. But the internet never lies? Huh. Hello, Nafam, by the way. Welcome to the stream. How's your day going? Oh, do you believe that no race, religion, or whatever are greater than others? Um, yeah, no, like I think people are equal. I don't think there's any real I think at the end of the day, people are like humans. I think humans are basically all humans are all humans. So, and especially in death, like, yeah, I think death is like, yeah, I think that all if you're saying that, do you think that all humans are equal in death? Then yeah. I got lost. Is the girl wearing a maid uniform and new OC? Yeah, I mean she's this one. Yeah, I suppose so. And not really though. She's entropy, but she does have a slightly different design. I mean, and she's in a maid uniform, so. But I mean, right now I'm just drawing maid uniforms. Oh, entropy? Yeah. What do you experience more? A sloth. Sloth. I yeah, sloth. Sloth. It's sloth. I mean, I already said it. I said it already, didn't I? That I consider myself. If I had to be one of them, I'd consider myself more slothful than anything. The drawing on the top. The drawing on top of the page on the right. Oh, this one? Yeah. Let's just talk about this one. But you talk about this one or this one? Both, I guess. Fair enough. Really? Only sloth? Not no pride nor greed. Probably sloth. You said what do you exercise? What do you exercise more? Sloth. I think your question was more so like was asking like which one, like a singular one, which one am I the most out of? I don't think I don't know, right? Like, I don't know. I just want to draw. I basically just want to draw. I don't really have a want to do much of anything else. So I would consider myself, yeah, like pretty slothful when it comes to anything else. Any time not spent drawing is a waste, or something like that. Some extreme funny point like that. I just live and I don't care about others' religion, sexual orientation, etc., as long as they don't harm me or make me horrible, or make any horrible crimes. I'm not hating, and I'm just chilling. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, there's a difference, but I mean the darker forms of pride. I don't know what the darker forms of pride is. If pride is just thinking yourself better than everyone, or having like a really big ego for yourself, or whatever that is, probably not. I mean, I don't think I think about myself that much outside of like what I want to do in the moment, which is like draw. You think globalization was good? I think it was bad. Globalization as in like the fact that people have like spread everywhere. Globalization, what's globalization exactly? The fact that people are like connected everywhere globally, the fact that people are, yeah, I don't know. Like, yeah, I have no idea. Don't have enough information. I have an issue thinking about others than myself. Do you think the government is run by satanic pedophiles? I mean, the US government? Have you seen the files? Have you seen the files? I mean, literally, like, in fact, they're not even releasing all the files, so something's going on there. I don't know. Again, don't have enough information. But, maybe. Yes, I've seen the files and videos. Yeah, and like the government isn't releasing anything. Like, or well, I mean, they're not like releasing all of them at the level. Yeah, no, their government's not handling it properly. So you know that does tend to say that. So like, yeah, like considering they're not like releasing, they're not doing the best that they could to like get this information out. Yep, like most likely there's some like there's some like conflict of interest for them or something like that, which seems to imply that like they're probably not they're probably not good. I've seen like one peek of the files and I already know I shouldn't dig any deeper. The government is not releasing anything. It was people that leaked it from the inside. I mean, people inside the government are still like, I mean, maybe. What do you mean by the government then? If by like people inside I would still consider people inside the government still to be the government. But if you mean like, if by the government you mean like the concept of like a will that the like a collective will that the government has or something like that, or like if by the government you mean like the people like at the top of the government, if that's what you mean by the government, and not the people who are like underneath them but still work in the government, well then sure, maybe, yeah. I mean like the Cineprat. I don't think I'm too much of a prideful person, but again, I don't know. Maybe I am. I have no idea. Yeah, and like I kind of just want to draw. So considering the fact that I just want to draw, I feel like Yeah, I don't know. I don't really give time to anything else. How do you feel about Epstein watching FNAF porn? What? When it comes to the sins, like the sin of like pride or whatever, usually they just take a normal like feeling or expression or whatever you want to call it, and they just amplify it really, like it's just a really amplified version of that thing. And so it may be pride as like a really big ego or a really like valuing yourself a lot basically, but like almost like an excess basically is what I assume pride is, as like as a sin. Thinking yourself better than everyone else, that type of thing. Thinking that you deserve everything, that type of thing. Yeah, no, I don't think so. I think I'd really just, yeah, I mean, I don't think so. A prideful person embraces constructive criticism and learns from it. An egotistical person is stubborn. A prideful person. Why is the bottom left drawing a scarf with a floating head? This one? The bottom right? Bottom left? I don't have a scarf over here, so... Or I don't have a scarf over here, so you must be talking about this one. Because I just didn't draw the rest of the body. Ego is vanity, while pride is bettering yourself and trying to do better. Is that what pride is? Like, is that what the sin of pride is? Is that actually what it is? I don't hear people talking about it. One example of globalization being bad is like 14 to 17-year-olds arguing about politics. Maybe. To be fair, I think that when it comes to, yeah, I think that has more to do with like, I don't necessarily think it's strictly speaking. I don't know. It's, yeah. I think it just comes to the fact that the internet was never made for children specifically, I'm like, I'd assume it's like more so like that. Do you think my questions are bizarre or weird? Yeah. I thought pride was being way too confident and being mean to others by thinking, "Oh, I'm good at this. You're under me." I mean, don't make a JoJo's Bizarre Adventure pun or joke. Do not. I know where this is going. Magnificent drawing. Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah. I think pride is like valuing yourself to excess, basically. Just like lust is like sexual desire to excess, or gluttony is like craving food or wanting to consume to excess. Sloth is like lazy or like laziness, but to excess. I maybe like laziness already has a negative connotation, so I don't know if that's like the best example of it. Like, I don't think inherently, I don't, at least when it comes to like the biblical like idea of sins, I don't think inherently the base emotion of the sins or is like necessarily a bad thing. Or I just think that it is the fact that it's in excess. Like, I'm not Christian, but I'm pretty sure like that's usually how it's explained. What would you do if you're asked out by a woman in the street? I'd reject her, and then I'd go home and draw. There is a useful science to Christianity, but its use is more of a subscription for things, not a lifelong lifestyle. Dennis, have you seen the JoJo pictures I shared on Reference Chat? No, I haven't. Is she a queen? This one, no. If you're talking about the thing that looks like a crown, no, it's not a crown. She just has a bunch of horns. She has a bunch of horns arranged crown-wise. A lot of the misunderstanding of the word pride comes from misuse of the semantics. Probably. I think it probably just comes down to people not being able to explain exactly what they mean. Basically, the human language has a bunch of words that people use in a bunch of different ways, and so because a bunch of people use words that, like, they're using the same words, but they mean something completely different, it just comes down to the fact that we don't have enough words specifically to, like, words to point to specific things. English is kind of like a lazy language. It's not necessarily the worst thing, but it relates, like, because you can use a lot of things in different ways. Words are doing a lot of multitasking, and they're wearing a bunch of different hats, which leads to a bunch of confusion. I don't think it's necessarily, I think it just comes down to the inability to, like, explain exactly what you mean. Like, instead of breaking down like feelings into, like, the actual thing that they are, like, instead of saying I love this person, right? Like, there's a bunch of different ways you can mean love. You can mean, like, love platonically, love romantically, and, like, other languages actually do have a difference. Like, there's different type of, like, love, right? But, like, like, ways to say love. But for English, love is only one thing. Love, it's just that. It's one word, which leads to a lot of confusion. And so it's probably just the fact that it's just, I think it's the nature of the language itself. Do you think you deserve better treatment, admiration, and praise of your skills and intelligence? No, I just want to draw. I don't think anyone deserves anything. I don't think, yeah. Love is two things, but yeah, it depends on the context. And yet you can, like, say, oh, I love playing this video game, or, like, I love my friend. Like, I think even, like, in those two things, loving an activity or loving a friend is, like, two different things. And then loving, like, a partner or something is, like, a completely different thing. Right? So, like, yeah, I think there's, like, a bunch of different, like people use love in so many different ways that it's diluted, essentially, and it's hard to pick out exactly what it means. Just like the verb to be as in existing, and be as in being somewhere in some state. It's just one word for all of that. In Spanish, however, we have two different words for those. Yeah. Yeah, maybe you should go to sleep if it's 3 a.m. and you're tired. And words evolve, so many words used to mean one thing, then over the years form a different definition. Yeah, words change. I mean, that's basically any language. Yeah, I think that's cool. It's like a cool thing. I think the fact that words and languages and concepts feel alive is like a cool thing. At least, it's a cool thing to me. Probably because of, like, bias and the fact that I'm a person who is alive and living things are, like, kind of inherently almost cool to me. Or things that, like, exhibit properties that living things also have is, like, cool. So, like, concepts being able to evolve is nice, but when it comes to actually trying to pin down definitions and be really exact and precise with how you're talking about things, it's really, it's not the most useful thing. But I don't think being a human was ever about being, I don't think being a person was ever about being exact and precise. I think being a person is, like, quite the messy thing. Which pen you holding? This was a gel pen. The one thing I don't like about Spanish, though, is that we give gender to every fucking thing. Like, bro, why? Who knows? I mean, so, like, probably it's, like, probably the same reason, like, people. I think it's just the nature of. It's also, like, the nature of people to split things up into different, like, categories. Like, it's night and day. It's like, I think the reason why people split things up into different, like, categories, like usually 2 categories or 3 categories, is because I think because splitting things up usually is useful, like especially in nature. Like it's good to know if like something is bad or good, right? There's like evil and good. There's night and day. There's things that differentiate themselves from each other, which makes it useful. And I think that behavior is baked into people, like from evolution essentially, from the fact that it's a useful thing to be able to differentiate like things from each other. And so probably what happens is eventually you get down to a point where the want to separate things is so ingrained in us that we start separating things even when it doesn't actually benefit us, right? Like language, or like, like like genders and like language and stuff like that is most likely what I'd guess. For the record, English is more complex than people realize. It's just most people learn the basic English, like definitions and maybe a little grammar. Yeah, I think there's a lot of things that are that like is more complex than it seems on the surface. There's always like a deeper level that you can get into something. Usually. What about the other one? This is a ballpoint pen. This is a gel pen. This is just a normal ballpoint pen. I'm gonna draw one more thing and then I'll sleep. Oh, okay, pal. If that's what you say, that's true. That's true with practicality, all natural born instincts. Yeah. Or at least I'd assume. Like I haven't actually done research on it, but I was just thinking. I used to want to be a psychologist. Is that a psychologist or maybe is it a psychology? I had a book on psychology, so yeah, I think I wanted to be like a psychologist or something. If I don't think I was seriously doing it, but just something. It was something fun, It was something I got to pick for school, which is So I picked a book on psychology. I just like how people think. I think it's cool. Good night. Good night, D4. Have a good day. The human mind is really interesting. Yeah, I think so. There's even the thing with the split brain, yeah, there's so many cool things with like the psychology, like the split brain experiment, where it's like, you do like experiments on like people that have had I think it's a corpus callosotomy. It's like or callosotomy, when you split the brain in half. It was a treatment for epilepsy, but it had the side effect of the brain's not being able to properly communicate like directly, and so it results in like a bunch of interesting like it results in like interesting behaviors from the person. The worst thing about current school is they don't teach you the stuff your field will actually teach you. You're till you're halfway out the door. Yeah, probably. Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna go have dinner. Smell you later. Okay. Goodbye, lunatic. Have a good day. Is it hasta luego? Well, that's Spanish, but hasta luego. See you later. I'm pretty sure. Quick question: when drawing a boy, what body part should you start on the face? Well, regardless if it's a boy or a girl, I think it makes the most sense to start with the nose, because the nose tends to be in the center of the face, right? Like the nose is in the center, and if you know where the nose is, then you can kind of start knowing where the mouth is, because the mouth is between the nose and the chin. Of course, it varies. There's I'd recommend looking at a reference, but also where like the eyes are like in relation, because the nose is in the center. If the nose is in the center, and the eyes certainly aren't below the nose, so if you know where the nose is supposed to be, then you know where kind of where the eyes are going to be. I think the nose is like a pretty valid place to start. Of course, people can start like from the eyes. You can start from the eyes. You can start from anywhere. I think the eyes or the nose is like probably the most common place to start. Lobotomies interest me. Yeah, I think I did look into lobotomies at one point. I completely forgot exactly what happened. I know some weird stuff happened with people who've had lobotomies, right? Mood changes. There's other things. I think there's other things happening. Was it also what was it? What was it a treatment for? Well, like I think there's like a made up. I think there's a made up mental illness or like some sort of affliction that was given to like women because they like for whatever reason thought that like women had like vastly different mental states than men, and so I think it was hysteria or something. I think lobotomies were given, at least that was one of the applications. I don't exactly remember what lobotomies were for. But yeah, getting a brain drill, it was a treatment for autism. Oh, okay. Well, it was something like that. Yeah, it could also have been, yeah, I suppose that would make sense, Craig, that it could be abused. It could have been used for a bunch of different things, yeah. Wait, what character? Oh, wait, no, this is not supposed to be, okay, I guess it's her now. This one's supposed to be her, it was supposed to be, but I guess if it's her, then it's her. Because I've already started drawing that hairstyle. Anyways, yeah, having a pole drilled in your brain certainly does some weird things. Did anyone remember seeing a PETA that said cow milk is tied to autism? I did not remember that. That makes me feel pain when you say that word. What, lobotomy? Art of arting? True. Hello, Madman. Welcome to the stream. How's your day going? Heard of lurking? Oh, you were lurking. So you've been here the whole time, I see. I can't believe you. I think of the one scene from a game called Bioshock. Oh yeah, the underwater game. Well, there was the underwater, but then they went into the clouds, right, at some point. But yeah, I know that game. It's the game with the big daddies, big guys with the and is it like sisters or something? What was the names of like the girls that were like with the big daddies? The creepy things. The creepy things, yeah. Didn't you like harvest their souls or something for power-ups? Is that what happened? Or watching JDK season 3? I am not. No. Best part of Twitter is views. So when I say I want to end it and get 0 likes, I can see how many saw my tweet and chose to ignore it. Well, unfortunately, yeah, like the internet is full of people who just lurk. I've never played the OG Bioshock, only the Infinite one. Oh yeah, there's more. Yeah, there's Bioshock 2, right? There's Bioshock. Is Bioshock 2 like, I mean, is the Infinite version like Bioshock 2 Infinite, or was it just like a separate like? There's Bioshock 1, Bioshock 2, and then Bioshock Infinite, or something like that. Like, what was the Infinite part? Hey, Dennis, have you heard of depression? No, I never heard of it. Yeah, but they tried to give Elizabeth a lobotomy. Ever since then, that word has made me shook. Fair enough. Hello, Temp. By the way, how's your day going? Not gonna lie, Instagram comments might have surpassed Twitter comments in terms of horrible comments. That's funny. It's Bioshock 1 and 2 and Infinite. Okay, I didn't know that. I thought Bioshock Infinite was just like a special edition of like one of the games or something like that. They're connected in a they're connected since Oh, Ezekiel, how's your day going? How goes arting today? It's been good. That of epic shading, what the fuck? Oh well, thank you. I'm about to draw for 2 hours straight again. Well, good luck. Do you do digital art? I do, yes, I do. You can play Infinite alone and not need to know the story, but it's like eating a cake without icing. Well, I skip the details. Fair enough. Maybe one day, although I'm not too sure. I do know Bioshock is like everyone, like not everyone, but a lot of people love Bioshock, so maybe one day. One day, if I can finish a game, if I can finish a single game, then maybe I can like free up a slot and then play another game. Hello again. Hello. Could play a game and skip all the dialogues. True. Just seen one of your shorts. Checked out your channel and saw you streaming. You have cool art. Thank you, Blue Sketchers. Welcome to the stream. How's your day going? That's a funny profile picture. The story is half the reason why I play games. Yeah, I think, especially for a story game, yeah. I assume Bioshock is like a story game. I freaking love GTA. Nice. Oh, should we all play Call of Duty Black Ops 2 Remastered? Both normal and zombies? I never played that. I did play, I think I played Black Ops 3. Do you have a girlfriend? I don't. Nope. Would you kindly? I love subliminal. I love trigger words. What's the sleeper? No, not sleeper agents, but. They did the "Would you kindly" thing to who was it? They did the "Would you kindly" thing to Noir Art of Life. Art of Life, huh, interesting. But instead of "Would you kindly," they did lobotomy. It was lobotomy. They just changed around the words. May I tell chat something horrible? I mean, whatever you say in chat is whatever you say in chat. Have you watched Murder Drones? And if not, would you? I have watched like 2 episodes of it. Would I finish it? Maybe. Nice clothing, thank you. You like games like Elden Ring? Yeah, I guess. I mean, I like a bunch of type of games. I like a lot of. Yeah, I suppose. Games where you can fight bosses are pretty fun usually. I'm playing Nier, at least right now. I was currently not right now, but the latest games that I have played was like Nier Automata and Silksong. Have you seen Azumanga Daioh? What anime is that? Exactly? Could you explain it? Any tips how you're good at drawing characters? I've been drawing for a long time, but I've used references. So yeah, using references, breaking them down to simple shapes. Like, what do you mean exactly? Like how did I get to my skill level at the moment right now, or how do I draw characters in general? Like how do I design them? Um, when it comes to design, it's like it just comes down to all the different designs that I've set. Basically, I've seen a bunch of designs in my life, and just combine a bunch of designs until you get one that you like, is one way. But if you're talking about, yeah, I mean, if you're talking about just like getting to like the skill level that I'm at right now, it probably just comes down to like using references, breaking them into simple shapes, and just chilling. Yeah, just being relaxed and drawing for a long time, having fun with drawing. Eventually, especially if you are trying to break down references and stuff, you will eventually get better. It's about a kid who's so smart she gets into high school. Then no, don't know that one. Of the Nair series, I only know Nair Automata. Of course, I do know there's like Nair Reincarnation. There's Nair. What's the other? What's the one before Draken? No, is Drakengard actually? Is Drakengard a Nair game? I'm pretty sure Nair is definitely based off of Drak Drakengard. Have you watched the Amazing Digital Circus? I have, yeah. What art book or video that helped you? I was mostly helped by references, not really any video or anything like that. So I never gotten an art. I've never used an art book, so yeah, I can't really speak on that. Of course, I'm sure there's some good ones. Probably. One of the endings of Drakengard 3 is basically the opening of Nair. Yeah, it was supposed to be like a joke ending, right? So I've heard. There's a spin-off game from the series, from the Drakengard game. Okay, cool. It's a spin-off series. Okay, cool. The Song of the Asian SP. Yeah, Nair has a lot of good songs. I feel like a fraud taking tech from people like a mimic. I mean, the best way to learn is to to take different. Yeah. Can you name the websites that are good for drawing references? Pinterest. I use Pinterest and Twitter, but I'd probably mostly recommend Pinterest. Who's your favorite character from the Amazing Digital? It's probably Kinger, yeah. Mine is Kinger. Oh, yours is Kinger too? Noise. Isn't Azumanga the one where Hello Every Nyan clip comes from? I don't know. There's spin-offs. Yeah, no, the best way to learn, I think, is just taking a bunch of techniques from a bunch of different people and using the ones that work for you. I mean, I don't know about joke ending. All the endings of Drakengard are weird. Oh, okay. Oh, so people call it a joke ending, but it's just like all endings are like joke endings or something like that, or just very bizarre endings. Not to make not to invoke the name of JoJo's Bizarre Adventures or anything, but our books can definitely help, but they aren't necessary considering the internet exists. Yeah, basically, that's my take on it. It's okay to steal from art to learn, but don't steal and claim it as your own. That's respectful. I don't think you need to I don't think you need to if you have learned from a bunch of people's techniques, it is your own art. It's your own at some point it becomes your own method. It becomes like a Frankenstein's monster, like your own unique thing. To some degree, unless you're tracing, then of course that's different. But as long as you're not tracing, I think it's mostly fine. Like your art is your own art. Yeah, as long as you're not tracing. I'll be right back. that's interesting. Alright, what's happening in here? What's this? Well, I'll place this there. Alright, cool. I don't think some people like Stone Ocean based on its ending. I see. What's my reasoning for drawing? I like drawing. That's about it. My sweet art gonna be your career? I suppose so. Yeah, no, the reason for drawing is because I like drawing. That's about it. Oh, hold on. We able to draw. You gotta learn from somewhere. Exactly what you've seen. As long as you create the I do it to give myself meaning. They basically travel from medieval era magic stuff to modern Tokyo and fight some weird angel in the sky, and it's kind of a rhythm game, huh? Then when you defeat it, its ashes rain from the sky on the people. Causes a virus. Okay, it's ashes rain on the sky, which causes a virus. That's basically the start of Nair, where humanity is nearly wiped out. Oh, I see. That's interesting. Interesting. By the way, did I say hello to you? Blue sky. Oh no, I did say hello to you. Okay, cool. That's about it. Hello, Cora1. Welcome to the stream. How's your day going? Hello, PTSD. How is your day going? Des, do you want to be a god? No, I just want to draw. You have a hard time sleeping? Reading the You have a hard time sleeping reading, huh? You want to go to sleep? You should. Hello, Mia. Welcome to the stream. How's your day going? What would be your 3 wishes from a genie? I would like to not need money anymore. In terms of without any, like, basically, I would like to have the money that I need to not need money anymore. I would phrase it in a way that the genie wouldn't be able to monkey paw me, but you know, something like that. Basically not need any money. That's about it. I think I'm fine. I think other than that, that's it. Yeah, be able to be financially not, yeah, so I can just draw because I want to draw. No more suffering. Obviously, phrase it in a way that like the genie doesn't monkey paw. And also, I'll give everyone an infinite donut. Everyone has one infinite donut. Like, you can eat the donut and it regenerates. Or whatever the equivalent of it. Basically, everyone can have their own favorite food, but like an infinite version of it. But then people are gonna get tired of their favorite food. But But like technically, if it's just people's favorite food, technically, doesn't that like make it? Yeah, if it's just everyone's favorite food. Also, is suffering too broad? Well, that's besides the point. Yeah, what if someone like what if they get tired of their favorite food? Maybe they just get a different food. Maybe they just get their favorite food in the moment, and they have infinite. Like it just keeps respawning. You're trying to give me diabetes? No, because I got rid of suffering. You see, the second wish gets rid of suffering. The third wish just gives you like good stuff. The dress looks fire. Is that a maid dress? Yes, it is. Immorality would suck, but would be cool to never face. No, do you mean immortality or immorality? But would be cool to never face health issues regardless of what you do or consume. True. You gotta be more specific. Yeah, I would obviously try and be more specific so the genie doesn't, well, genie me. The genie will erase the world in order to get rid of suffering because no world equals suffering. True, which is why I'd phrase it in a better way. Immortality would be amazing. What do you mean? What happens when all the planets disappear? What happens when the Earth? Let's say humans, like, what happens when all the stars go out and all the energy in the universe is like neutralized? What happens then? Like, if you're stuck in an empty universe, I don't think I want to be stuck in an empty universe. Maybe you could be like immortality with the ability to like choose to not exist anymore eventually, or at some point, like that would be the right thing. But I think, or like just a flat version of immortality doesn't seem like it'd be well, you know, especially if it's just yourself. If it's for everyone, then maybe like it'd be better. If it's for everyone, then it'd be better for sure. But if it's not for everyone, like if only one person has immortality, I don't think that person like eventually is going to be happy anymore. No more walking, everyone legs gone. Oh. All that will be left for you when time ends would be the cold emptiness, darkness of your mind. Imagine how good you could get at art if you lived forever. Yeah, but I only want to get good at art so long as I care about art. But immortality, if immortality means like eternal life, like there's not an infinite amount of things that I can draw. There is a finite amount of things that I can draw. My brain is like my brain and my mind is a finite thing. Eventually, like, it might take millions of years. Eventually, I'm going to run out of things to draw. And millions of years is like nothing in comparison to infinity. It's like literally nothing in comparison to infinity. Okay, maybe not literally nothing, but you know what I'm saying. Like, a million years of happiness doesn't compare to like an infinite amount of boredom. And I don't want to be bored. It would be worth it to me, be honest. Even if Earth disappears, there'd already be interplanetary travel by that point. Maybe. I don't want to hedge my bets on humanity, you know. I'm not a betting man. So maybe there'd be interplanetary travel, but eventually, like, all of the stars will go out. All of the stars are gonna go out. Everything is gonna be. And like most of space is empty. So. It's gonna be like long periods of boredom, and you have to get lucky to hit something. It's not like if you like, I don't know. I don't know. If you run out of things to draw, you can go back to something. I think there's an infinite amount of ways you could draw something. Maybe. I don't think so. Like, because I think that when it comes to like to prove that there's like an infinite way that the human mind can do something. It seems like there's an infinite amount of things that you can do. But the thing is, I don't think there's an infinite amount of stuff in the universe, and I think the only way that your brain can think of things is because there's stuff. Like the way that you think of things is by combining other stuff together. Eventually, you're gonna run out of things to combine. It might take a really long time, but I just don't think there's a such thing as like, especially, I don't. Infinity is like, infinity seems implausible. Is my problem? Like it seems implausible for like anything, like whether it be like the human mind or like the physical world, to be actually infinite without end. And so if you have an eternal life, but you don't have an infinite amount of things that you could do in the universe, I don't know. It might be really big, but I don't know. Infinite, maybe infinite, but I just don't know. People draw humans their whole life sometimes and don't get bored. Yeah, but that's like only 80 to 100 years. Like 80 to 100 years is like nothing to like 1,000 years, maybe. Maybe that's not true. It's like, you know, it's 10% of 1,000 years. But 1,000 years is nothing to like 10,000 years. And like it just keeps going on and on. And like no matter the number you count to, that's gonna be nothing compared to infinity. Like it could be a billion, it could be a trillion, it could be a Google, whatever that number is. But eventually, I feel like you're just gonna run out of things. Maybe not. Like, okay, if we're gonna like if there's like a stipulation that the human brain actually is infinite and can think of an infinite amount of concepts, even though I don't think there's an infinite amount of concepts. Maybe there's an infinite amount. Maybe there is an infinite amount of concepts. Actually, maybe you could just create an infinite amount of concepts. Maybe. If you're traveling the universe, you might find infinite things to draw. Who knows if the universe is infinite or not? Maybe. I don't know. I don't know if the universe is infinite. I don't think it's supposed to be, but maybe. Like, I don't think there's an infinite amount of stuff in the universe, but it might just be that the universe is like infinitely big because the universe is expanding. Because the universe just keeps expanding faster and faster, apparently, like maybe. Isn't it the case? Wait. Isn't it the case that like basically there's a horizon to like the observable universe that we can see? We can't get to the to outside of that. Like I think there's a speed at which the universe is accelerating that we can't actually reach the things that are outside of it. Basically, I don't think we actually have the capabilities unless we move faster than light, which seems like that doesn't work according to physics or something like that. I don't think we actually can reach the entire universe, even if we wanted to, even if we had like near light speed travel. And you know who else is expanding? Is it my mom? Infinite universe equals infinite ideas to draw. What do you mean by infinite like, you could have like, I don't think infinity necessarily means like an infinite universe. I don't like infinite in what way? Infinite in the space that it takes up, infinite in the things that like, what do we mean by, yeah, like it could just be infinite space, but there's not like infinite elements. It could be like, so even if there is an infinite universe, the elements and the ways that the elements can combine to make like new things might not actually be infinite. If there are infinite elements, then maybe, sure, yeah. Are there like infinite laws of the universe? Is there only like a set amount of laws? Because the laws of the universe does tend to like constrain the amount of possibilities that things can like, you know, the amount of possibilities that are able to exist, basically. I don't know. Like, what type of like, what do we mean by that? I think even within Earth, you can have infinite ideas to draw. I'm doubtful because I don't think there's infinite stuff on Earth, but you know, maybe. Infinite in information? Is that a thing? Like, is that a thing that's like, does science, is that a thing? Have like scientists like actually, is that real? because I've heard like the proposition that maybe the universe, like in space, in the vastness of it, is infinite, but not necessarily in like the information contained in the universe is infinite. It's more like the universe doesn't necessarily need things in it to be the universe. It could just be the space. Like, if you imagine a universe with no atoms in it or anything, but still the space is like there's still space. There's still like a vacuum. You can consider like there could be an infinite vacuum of space, and that would be a universe. But even though the universe is infinite, that doesn't mean it has infinite information. What's superior, eternity or infinity? Eternity is, I think eternity is infinite time, and infinity is just a quality, right? So I think eternity is just I think eternity is just infinity given to time. It's the quality of infinity given to time. Maybe. I think. This won't last if... Oh, hello, Anonymous. Welcome to the stream. How's your day going? Can you headbutt my head so I can have some of your art skill? I don't... You know, I would try. Hello, High Castle, by the way. Hopefully your day is going well. Stars will disappear within the next billions of years. Oh, this world isn't infinite. This is finite. Matter will cease to exist within the next trillion years. Matter itself will cease to exist? Why? Like, does it just disappear? Does it evaporate? Like, where does it go? Does it go into black holes? And what happens with black holes? Like, if energy can neither be created nor destroyed, and black holes, like, if that's true, then what happens with black holes? What happens when a black hole dies? Where does the information go? Does it pop back out? Are you using references to draw? Yes. Well, at least... Oh, no, actually. This drawing doesn't have, like... I had a reference for, like, a head. The reference that I had was a head. It wasn't, like, shaded or anything. But I did have a reference for the head, although I did not use the reference. Like, the style of the... I had a reference, though, yeah. But for the actual pose, no, because it was only a head. In any case, whenever I have a reference, I never try and copy the reference one-to-one. So me only having the reference of a head wasn't actually the worst thing possible. Like, it didn't actually... It wasn't that much of a detriment, but it was still a little bit, yeah, it was unfortunate. I wish I could have had a reference for this pose specifically, because someone holding a bottle... I think I could look up a reference for that, actually, but it's beside the point. Eternity means that lasts forever. Infinity means without start or finish. Lasts forever. Infinite in one direction, without start or finish. I think the idea of something being infinite in one direction makes sense, right? So like if we had this pencil and we just said that the pencil is infinite but like in this direction, I still think you could say that this pencil is infinite, but I don't think infinite means no start or finish. I think infinite just means to not have an end. I think infinite only means to not have an end, right? Or am I wrong? Because I think I think it makes sense that something could be infinite in one direction, which would imply that it has an end, which is like the start point is the end point, but wherever it's going never ends, right? I think that makes sense. What's the symbol on the dresses? It's the symbol it's a symbol of a faction in the universe that they're in. It's the symbol of a kingdom. There's a kingdom in the universe, and they have like the maid outfit for that kingdom, or sort of, kind of, but not really, but yeah, something like that. Energy slowly being lost as we speak. Really? So then energy can neither be created nor destroyed is like wrong then. Yeah, I'll be talking about eternity and infinity, but are we gonna ignore the evil in this world? Huh? What are you talking about? Black holes evaporate by radiation. It's called Hawking radiation. Yeah, but like what I was saying is like when a black hole dies, like when it evaporates, what like is the radiation the information? Is that what it is? Is the information of is all the information of the black hole contained in the evaporation? And then what happens to the radiation? Can that be turned into something else, or does it just gone forever? What's the hippo name? It's Rodney. Are they strong, Neuroscience? Some of them, I suppose. Do you believe in the big crunch heat deaths? I don't know. I think they all kind of, they're interesting, right? But I'm not a scientist, and I'm not an astrophysicist or anything like that. So do I believe in them? I don't know. So eternity is superior if it can just exist when it wants. I think eternity is just the quality that's given, like, it's just the infinite quality of time. I don't think eternity could exist without the concept of infinity. So I think eternity needs infinity to exist. If the idea of things never ending is infinite, then not even never ending. Well, yeah, in a sense, but you know what I'm saying. I think that I don't know if eternity outranks infinity in like importance, if that makes sense. On your desk? Yeah, this one, Rodney. What's the anime? Oh, that's Steins Gate. You're talking about Steins Gate right now. What's the anime about the time traveling microwave? Yeah, Steins Gate. Hello, Ben. Welcome to the stream. How's your day going? Also, yes, energy can be destroyed, at least by my findings and research. Yeah, it seems like can enter, because like I think black holes are the point where like people don't actually know what's happening, right? Like, what happens when the energy goes into a black hole? Where does it just stay there? Is it like, where does it go? I mean, if the black hole is increasing in mass, you can just assume that's still contained inside the black hole. But again, like, if the black hole disappears, yeah, I don't know. By the way, hello, Phoenix. Welcome. Did I say hello to you? Well, welcome to the stream. How's it going? The void has no time nor space that it is. Okay. What if it's just as peaceful as heck in a black hole? I think that if you make it past the event horizon, and plus, I think that for some time it probably is peaceful. Like, the event horizon doesn't kill you. The event horizon is just like where you can't get back from. But I think like after some time, apparently like as you approach the speed of light, time slows down. So like you have a lot of time inside of a black hole. I don't necessarily think it would be like necessarily super painful. At least maybe until you start to spaghettify. I don't know how painful spaghettification is. I wonder if smaller organisms see our body similar to how we see the universe, something big and mysterious, to totally observe, let alone fully understand. Maybe. I don't know if small organisms have enough. Like, do small organisms ponder? How do they perceive? Like do small, like, a lot of our perception of the universe and our experience of the universe is baked into our senses. So like, what if we were born blind, deaf, and without like a sense, and with like only the sense of touch? Would we even know the universe existed? Could we even dream of like the idea of a universe? I don't think so. Like, if we didn't have the instruments to like know of the universe, we wouldn't dream of the universe or even have that as an idea. I don't know if a tiny organism would think of that. But yeah, I think that if they, in the hypothetical that they were just like us but really small, I think, yeah, they probably could, like, we probably do look like really big universes or like something similar in size and like grandeur to the universe. I'm gonna draw this drawing. The universe could be a black hole instead of a black hole instead of a black hole. We wouldn't know because we're inside it. That's probably true, yeah. Once you enter a black hole, you'll be ripped apart in the atomic scale. I'm pretty sure that's after you get like, I don't think after you, because the event horizon is kind of like you entering the black hole. Like, that's the event horizon is the black part of the black hole. But the event horizon, I don't think it actually kills you immediately. At least from the inside, it doesn't kill you immediately. Supposedly, right? Hypothetically. At least from what people like astrophysicists have been saying. Small organisms' brain capability is quite limited. They have less than 10,000 neurons. You need at least 100,000 neurons to even reason. Do androids dream of electric sheep? Every time when I was saying something like dream, I was like, it was echoing in my head. Do androids, or like electric sheep in general? Yeah. I only like I didn't watch I think it's Clockwork Orange that came from. I didn't watch Clockwork Orange to even know of that like phrase. I know it only because I listened to the there's a song by Millie. I forget what song it is. But the band Millie, they have a song, and inside of it they reference Electric Sheep. And yeah. The only reason I know of whatever that means in the first place is because of a Millie song, not because of the actual thing that it came from. I'm on my knees, please sit and draw a mature female. I have. I mean, plenty of them. What are you talking about? When have I drawn an immature one? In any case, always when I join your streams, it makes me happy because I like to draw as well. That's nice. Well, I'm glad that my streams make you happy. I draw while on stream. Nice. What are you drawing right now? If you are drawing. Hello, Marcus. How's your day going? I just like to watch. Fair enough. They'll look like kids, bro? I don't think so. I mean, yeah, when it comes to like the art style of any sort of anime, I mean, there's so many like when it comes to art, there's so many different art styles that, and like no matter how like it depends in universe what is it supposed to look like, right? Basically, right? Like if you look at how to say what's like an anime? Let's look at no, not even that. We don't have to go to anime. If we go to like Brawlhalla or something, let's go to Mario. Mario characters are not like their proportions are all out of whack. They have big eyes. They're very expressive. Like Princess Peach. Like there's no matter what it is, no matter what art style it is, I don't think the art style actually correlates to like real life age and appearance. Now, if you want to say that like an art style, yeah, no, I don't think that's true. You know what I mean? I don't actually know what you. Oh, okay, I know what you're saying, but I disagree with the premise, right? It's like, yeah, like I understand what you're saying. I just disagree. Yeah, like, just because you have like a chibi art style, I don't think. Yeah, like you can have an adult character and you can have a chibi art style. That doesn't mean the character is a child. You know, like there's plenty of shows like that. And so in my brain, I just don't connect the art style to like whether it's supposed to be a child or not, because that's not important to me. Although, like, I would say that I mean, if that is the case for you, well, it'd be like that, but it's not for me. Yeah, I don't know, Temp. I believe we have billions of I thought we had trillions. The world is weird, indeed. Like, man, why are we not talking about human nature? People talk about what they're interested about. People only ever, well, is that true? I think people do only talk about what they're interested in. To talk about anything, to even respond to like anything, you have to be interested in some degree. At the very least, it has to like bother you. I think for something to bother you, it has to interest you as well, right? Like if someone responds to like hate or responds to praise, to respond to anything, you have to kind of be interested in it to some degree. I think people can only talk about things that they're interested in. Wait, what character is this now? I've drawn her already. I could draw Sapphire. Cool. Human nature is very complicated, in my opinion. Every human is evil, and every human is a good person because all the villains in this world were humans, and every hero was humans. Yeah, I mean, I think people are people. I don't really ascribe. Is it ascribe? Is that the right word? I don't like give people the definition of good or evil because I don't know. morality is always a morality's morality. If you do enough philosophy, it starts to become like, oh well, everything is like just dependent on what you believe. And if like morality is just depends on what you believe, what makes you feel good, or like what makes you disgusted, or what makes you like happy, or whatever it is. If that's what morality is, and the fact that like everyone has like a different idea of it, or people have like different varying degrees and spin-offs of it, and some people's morality is just completely different, then what do we mean by morality? Is morality just like, is morality like, is the reason we think so deeply, like, or care so deeply about our moralities because we think that like most people feel the same way that we do? It's like a majority rules type thing. And if not, then if morality is solely based on what you think, like what you feel is right, and a bunch of people can feel that they are right or wrong, or that they can feel that they're right, then your morality is not any more special than another person's morality, which like kind of makes it all equal. If everyone's morality is equal, then what's then it's only useful to you in like using it as a compass for yourself. But there's no grounding for other people. If your morality is solely based on you and what makes you feel good, then it just doesn't feel so useful anymore. So I just have a hard time like giving morality good or evil to people. I think that people do things that I think are like bad. I think people do things that I think is good, but I don't call that evil or good because it's all based on like what makes me feel good or not. What I'm saying is you need to goonify your art a little bit. More views, better results. Nah, I don't care. People who like my art will come. People who like my art will like my art. I don't necessarily feel the need to like. I mean, I can draw like I draw things that are suggestive sometimes. A lot of the time. In any case, but yeah, like, I mean, yeah, I've never been one to like try to like. I just draw what I draw. People who like my art will like my art. I don't necessarily feel the need to like cater to anyone in specific, like in particular. People gravitate towards what they want, I guess. So yeah, like I don't feel the need to like want to pander to a specific niche or not, because I think that like in a sense you're like a person is already their niche. Like if you just do what you're doing, it's a niche in and of itself. So I don't need to change it because I'm already kind of like a thing. Like it's a thing already. Suggested for who? So I mean, I consider this suggestive. If you're focusing on like the butt, I would consider that suggestive. Suggestive is just suggestive. Suggestive doesn't have to do with the body type or not. I typed physical twice in a row, same sentence when I meant to type it once. You did? What the hell did you just say? What's that? Hello, Cat. Welcome to the stream. Hello, Just User. You're making big progress. That's good. How am I doing today? I'm doing good. Yeah, I don't believe in like morality, but I still think that people do people do things that I think are bad or good, right? Like I might not think that like there's a real, like if someone murders someone, I might think that, oh, like I don't think that you're an evil person. I just think that you did something that I consider to be bad. You know, if that makes sense, you know, like the thing that we call evil in like I might like what I mean by evil, like when someone says evil, I think objective evil as though like evil is like a rule of, or like good and evil is like a real thing that exists in the universe that's like dictated, like it's the rules, right? But really what people mean by evil, or like the real thing that people consider to be like morality, is just what makes them feel good or bad. And I think that exists. Of course, morality exists in people's minds, but morality exists just as much as like perfection exists, or like these imaginary concepts that don't actually have a real grounding in the world. So yeah, like I think that if someone murders someone, like yeah, sure they can go to jail. But also I don't believe it's like any real rules. I just think it makes me feel bad when someone murders someone, you know? Can you draw a mushroom? I could draw a mushroom. Boop is depicted as a circle, look incredibly cursed. It depends on the art style, I think. People try to rationalize what they think a child looks like or an adult looks like based on misunderstandings of what makes someone look fully developed or underdeveloped. Yeah, I probably would. Probably. I just realized the maid in the middle is holding plates. My stupid ass thought they were massive pauldrons. Oh, they're in the right spot to be pauldrons. To be fair, got those that fantasy massive that massive fantasy armor. Yeah. So you're saying Epstein is not an evil person? I think I think what you're trying to do is you're trying to like put me into like, I'm not saying that I don't think that Epstein is doing a bad thing. I'm saying that I don't think that the rules of the universe says that Epstein is doing a bad thing, if you see what I'm saying, right? Like, yeah, I think you're probably trying to like misconstrue my words, but that's not what I'm saying. You know, I think at the end of the day, people are like animals. No, that's not even the point. That's not even the point. The point is, I just don't think there's actual rules to the universe. Humans are making up their own rules. I don't think there's any objectivity to whatever people say. People say what they feel. And I could feel that if someone murders someone, that's a bad thing. I don't think the universe cares if people murder each other. That's what I'm saying. Like, my definition of evil is evil or good, or like heroes or villains or something like that, is something that's more fundamental to like the universe, but I don't think that exists, right? So I don't think it exists in any real sense. Let me actually read what you said. Morality is real, but not everyone has the same morality. Yeah, so like, yeah, but like that's what I'm saying, right? It's like morality exists in the same place as like morality exists in the same realm as like perfection, or like these other things that don't really exist, but they exist in the minds of people. So of course, like people, like if all we're saying is that like people think things are good or bad, then of course people think like some people think things are good or bad. But I'm saying like people can think anything is good or bad, and some people don't even agree on what's good or bad. And if that's the truth, then I don't think it has any real grounding. It almost doesn't. It becomes less of a useful thing, at least for me. Like when I was younger, it meant more if something's evil or good. But now it doesn't mean as much, because I recognize that everyone thinks that something is good or bad. It's just that some things people more often think is like good or bad than other things. But there's no like universal rule that says like things should be good or bad or whatever. What philosophy rant did I just join? I don't know. Hello, Tiberius Toaster. How's your day going? Yeah. Hello, Wartos, by the way. Have you tried psychedelic mushrooms? Nah, I don't plan to either. I thought they're massive pancakes. They could be. You know, it's something like that. Oh, I didn't finish this mushroom actually. Another thing that separates morality versus immorality is if the person is doing what they think is moral on the basis that they generally think is. Oh, so basically what you're saying is if someone thinks that they're doing something bad, then that's another thing that like that can like speak to like what they think like what morality is to them, basically. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, that makes sense. Want like answer my question?
Okay, PTSD. How about this? What do you define as evil? Define evil, and then I will answer as what, like, for what you define it, like what you're trying to say is evil. What was the best drawing you ever did? I don't actually know. What did Epstein even do? Yeah, though. What? Epstein did a lot. Epstein, yeah. I mean, he certainly deserved. Yeah. It's more, the question should be, what didn't Epstein do? Can you perhaps draw your guidelines for the human face? These are my like the faces that I do are my guidelines. I could draw I can draw some guidelines, but they're not going to be my guidelines. My guidelines are whatever I draw. You think murder is bad, buddy? They're for real worst. So yeah, murder is bad, of course. But if you're gonna be like, oh yeah, there's for real worse, yeah, I mean that's true. Like murder is bad, but if you like tie someone up and you like slowly strip off their skin layer by layer, and then you like let it heal, heal a little bit, and then you just keep doing that, like yeah, there's torture. Like you can torture people, yeah, of course. Yeah, that's kind of a no-brainer though. I'm not saying murder's the worst thing ever. I'm saying that I'm using murder as a way to like frame what I mean by like good or bad, right? Like in the end, it just speaks to what I feel is good or bad. It doesn't actually speak to what the universe cares about, right? It's all I'm saying. So define what you mean by evil, and then I can actually talk, because like evil is you're using evil in a non-defined way. Are you saying like, what do you mean by evil? Do you mean like evil is like something that's like, do you think there's like a real thing, like there's like a real number line, but like instead of number lines it's like good or bad? And you think that like the universe, like there's a real thing like that in the universe that exists truly, and not just in the minds of people? And then based on the universe's idea of what like good or bad is, that people are ranked on like evil or like good. If that's what you think that like evil or good is, I don't think the universe actually has that. If you're saying that people think that like things are evil or good, of course people think that things are evil or good. But I'm saying that for me, it's just not useful. Like the idea of that is not useful. I think it's more useful for me to just say that some things I feel are bad and some things I feel are good, right? Because I think that evil and good is just kind of useless. So like I can call someone murdering another person to be like I could call that evil. I could call murdering someone in cold blood, murdering an innocent person is like evil. I could say that. But I think it literally is. Like what it seems like you're using evil. It seems like you're using evil as just a really, 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 really bad, like you just feel really, really, really strongly about something. I think that if that's what you mean by evil, then of course I think things are evil. But you must understand that you're just using evil in like a way that you're just using evil as a way to amplify what you already think is bad. So it's like basically evil is just like bad but multiplied like by 10 or something like that. Which like sure. Have you played any of the Project Moon games? No. I think that's what you mean by P Moon. I don't know what P Moon is, but I assume you mean like Project Moon. I haven't. Hello Skellbones, welcome to the stream. How's you doing? How's your day going? Evil are acts of malice, like doing it for no reason, love of the game. Well, okay, if that's what you define as evil, then sure, people do evil things. But I think I could define murder as evil, because people murder, like, I mean murder as in, like, actually cold-blooded murder. Sure, that's evil in the way that you've defined it right there. But, like, I don't think it's, like, evil is not a useful word for me. It's just bad. Like, murdering someone in cold blood for the love of the game is bad. Not evil, it's just bad, you know? My day is going well. I finally recorded the audio for second Minecraft log. Nice. Like evil and bad, just it essentially means the same thing to me, right? Like yeah, that's essentially what I'm getting at. Like evil. Like when someone says something is evil, it more so just feels like they're saying something is really, really bad, which is fair. Can you give some tips on how to draw good? Because I'd say I'm decent, but I want to get better. If you're already decent, I would recommend like look at the methods that artists use to draw. Try and observe their techniques and see how they actually go about like making their drawings, and try and see what works for you. Using reference is always going to be good. Like, so like breaking down references into simple shapes, that'll be good. That'll work. Or even if we use a less strong word than evil, like bad. Wait, hold on. I think it's evil to kill for no reason. Yeah, evil, but like I just mean, but it just seems like you're saying like instead of saying like it, evil just seems to mean like when people say evil, it just seems to mean that they're just saying something is really bad, which is fair. You're only thinking of murder. I'm thinking of any crime that you could possibly commit, insofar as it like is like, yeah, like if it just means really bad. It just means like this is so like if people mean by evil, this is so bad that I can't even comprehend how bad it is, but I know it's like super bad. If that's what evil is, sure, but I just think that's evil is just a really intense. People use evil as just a really intense bad. If what you want evil to be, if you want evil to be the highest level of bad that you can do, if you want to like rank bad, then sure, right? Then sure. Like some things are worse than others. Okay, sure. I just don't use like I basically categorize most of them as like bad. Instead of having like one level of bad, another level of bad. Is that true? I think like stealing is bad, but like obviously stealing and murder is like bad. And then yeah, so but in the end, I will say that they're both bad. Like I just never put enough thought into it to give a higher level to bad. Like they're just all varying degrees of badness, basically. This is a very villainous stream. It'd be like that sometimes. Hello, Radical Edward. How's your date going? I have not drawn any of the. I've not drawn Rin or Len. I haven't drawn many Vocaloids. I think I've drawn Miku and I've drawn Teto, but that's it. And I've only drawn them like once, basically. I think you're saying that evil and good doesn't exist as a material concept. It's made from chemicals in our brain, not something's in our brain, not something scientific. So you use words like bad because yeah, I think that yeah, that's essentially what I'm saying. I'm saying that like bad, like the reason we say things are bad or evil is because we feel we feel negative emotions because of them. Evil thing, like I'm saying that the mechanisms that evil things bring about and bad things bring about is essentially the same thing. It's just one of them is more intense than the other. It's kind of like saying like something like no, it's like how people have like different like words for like terror or like fear. Like people have different words for fear, but they're all kind of like the same thing. It's just like a fear response. But some people like say like terror or just like scared. Like there's a difference between like just being scared or like having pure terror or something like that, right? And I'm saying like that thing is essentially what we're doing, or what a lot of people are doing with good or with bad and evil, kind of. Why is magic floating arms squishing the mouth of girls? Will they retaliate? Are they stunned? I don't know. I just like the pose. Bad is basically when you do awful, but for a reason. That makes sense. Okay. So you're using so. Huh. Okay, so if you. Okay, so by that definition though, let's say someone kills someone for absolutely no reason, just like for no reason. They kill someone. Cold-blooded. That's evil. But if someone kills someone because they didn't like them or something, that's a reason. A reason that makes sense. Like killing someone because like I can understand. Like I think it's still bad. I could for sure understand killing someone because they upset you. Like that is a reason that makes sense. I can follow the track of reasoning. I just think it's bad though, you know? So I think no matter if someone kills someone for the good, for like, because it's like for no reason, no matter if someone kills someone for no reason or for a purpose, I think it's still bad. But you would call one of them evil or not. I don't know. I just don't think it's useful for me. I don't think it's a really useful thing, basically. Hot take, murder is bad. True. I also nearly missed a really important engineering course because one of my teachers didn't communicate anything about the course for me in specific. That's unfortunate, but I mean, it's good that you didn't. It's good that you didn't miss it. Plus, evil and breaking the law is different. Some people kill for justice. Would that be considered evil? I don't think so. Like, I don't think a person. But see, but here's why. Here's why it seems different, right? If someone kills for justice, it makes you feel good, and so you don't call it evil, right? I think that's basically it. Like, if someone kills someone, if you think that someone is rightfully killing someone, you wouldn't call it, you might not even call it bad. If something makes you feel good completely, you don't have any like conflicting feelings. If you don't have any conflicting feelings about someone killing someone, you're not going to call it a evil, bad. You're going to call it good. And it only relates to how you feel about something. Like, and it just seems to be that's what it is. I don't know. You legit malfunction when it comes to understanding evil. I'm saying it's kind of arbitrary. It just feels arbitrary, basically. Like the definition that you're giving for evil it just seems arbitrary. It's not useful. I don't like, to me, right? If it's useful to you, then sure, but it's just not useful to me. Drawing that pose in reverse would be interesting, trying to catch a viewer's perspective of being squished. That would be interesting. I mean, it would be interesting, but I don't think it would be that interesting. If we like imagine that this is like a canvas, like if this is a canvas, let's say this is like, imagine this is just like, yeah, a canvas. I think what would be happening is you'd have a hand, like you'd have the edges of the hand right here. Let's see, where's the thumb supposed to be? The thumb is just coming up like right by the eyes. Like there'd be like there'd be something happening here, but you wouldn't really be able to see much because most of it is, I mean, it's just like two floating hands. So it'd be something like, this is a little bit skewed actually. I could have done it where it's more so. I could have done it where it's more so like angled properly. But like, if you reach your hands to like, actually maybe not that. Maybe be something more like, if we have like this, and then we're coming towards each other, like itself like this. Then it sounded like he sat in the Mobius chair this morning. What's the Mobius chair? I really like the haircut from the maid girl on the right. This one? Thank you. Yeah, I think she has my favorite hair in general. I just like the really spiky hair. There's no logic to having a morality. Not everyone chooses a morality out of logic, but smart people do. Maybe. Is it evil to kill just for ice? Like if you drink, like if your drink is warm, and an evil troll is guarding the freezer. Yeah, but see, right here you've defined the troll as evil. So like, if we're taking good and evil, if good is the opposite of evil, and something is evil, if you kill an evil thing, then it should be good in a sort of sense. So I think a lot of people would say that it's not evil to kill the troll for ice, because you're getting rid of something that's evil. But if you said something like, if you killed a good troll, like if there was like a hero troll or a good troll that was guarding the ice, then it wouldn't be, then yeah, I don't know. That's our evil? I don't think it, I don't think it really, no. I don't think I'm evil. Yeah, no, PTSD. No, I'm not saying, like, I'm not saying that there are some, like, of course there are some things that make people feel worse than other things, but I'm saying that that's the only distinction that people are making between bad and evil, right? It's just the level of bad, like the level of negative feeling that that comes across when you talk about something. Steal it, like you can say, yeah, like for instance, stealing is bad, but like abusing an animal is evil. What's the difference between these two things? One of them makes you feel really bad, and one of them makes you feel kind of bad, or just like you just you have a slight negative like reaction towards it, but one of them has like a stronger pull. That's it. So like I could say, oh, it's evil to kill a dog, but really all I'm expressing is just it makes me feel really 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 bad for someone to like hurt animals, right? That's all I'm saying, which is like fine. I think it's fine, but I just don't. I think that all it is just a deeper expression of what bad is. Which is kind of which is all, and it's confusing. I think it's also confusing because a lot of people like in the religious aspect, there's an actual thing called like the rules of the universe. Like in a religious aspect, God actually dictates what's good and evil, and so then it actually makes sense to call something evil, right? But in the world that I live in, where I'm not like religious, evil just doesn't like it doesn't hold as much weight, right? It's like there are things that make me feel bad and then really bad and then like super bad, and there are things that make me feel good, really good, and super good. I don't know. Drawing probably. Just different levels of drawing, I'd assume. Yeah, hello, Alex. How's your day going? Anyways, moving on to something else. What are you drawing? I don't know. I think I'm drawing a bunch of maids, but I'm not too sure. Why is the troll stopping you from getting to the ice? Is the troll's ability to reproduce and protect his family relying on you not getting to the ice? The troll has its own identity. True. Why are people dehumanizing the troll? The very human troll? I say we stop troll discrimination. Philosophical conversation can be driven to an answer which is can't be driven to an answer which is beautiful, because you can leave it at a point that you're content with. You just ask yourself whether you've answered it or not. Sure. Keep drawing, Twinnis. Who the hell is Twinnis? Is that me? I think you look very handsome today. Well, thank you. I did my hair, you know. I combed my hair. PTSD successfully baited the whole chat. Honestly, I think it's just having the chance to like talk about things, it's just interesting. I like philosophy in any case. I also think, yeah, like before today, I don't think I actually ever thought about. Before today, I didn't actually think about how to verbalize my dissatisfaction with like evil as a concept, but like I think now I have a better stance on it, so I think it's like good. I mean, that's why I just like philosophy. I think philosophy just makes you better at thinking, and to be fair, I think everyone likes philosophy. It's just like some people just don't like to think about how they think, which is fine. I think like it gets to a point where it's just not even practical anymore. I think like practicality is important. I don't necessarily really care about practicality that deeply. Like if something's an interesting thought to me, I'll talk about it whether it's practical or not. Chat, we're evil on everybody's. Wait, chat, we are evil on everybody in the chat's soul. We put ketchup on spaghetti. Oh. Dennis, you have hair? No, I'm bald completely. I'm just a bald dude. You sound like Nietzsche. Interesting. Is that a good thing? I mean, like, Nietzsche wasn't the most happy. He wasn't the happiest person. I don't think it's. I don't know if it's a good or a bad thing. Isn't he also like the nihilism dude? That says your name confirmed. Yeah, true. Didn't you say yeah dreads? Oh, I did say that. Yeah. But it's also funny to say that I'm bald completely. So I said I have bald. Yeah, no, I'm just a gray dude that's bald. Yeah, I'm a gray dude that's bald that has like a generic like body type, and I have a blank face, and I have the letters Y/N over me. That's me. Dennis, are you secretly just two floating hands? Shh! Don't tell them my secret. At least I made things interesting this stream. It was fun. It was fun. I like philosophy. You have one dread off center on the top of your head and are bald on the rest? That'd be so sad.
Dennis, can you say, Levi, you're so strong? Oh. Stand proud you can read. Yeah, Dennis, just don't cook again. Nah, I'm gonna keep cooking. Whether I burn down the kitchen or not is irrelevant to me. I'm cooking forever. No seasoning. Did I just hear music? What is music being played? Does that guy have a massive stick? That's a good stick. I want that stick. Guys, I think Dennis might possibly like philosophy. Nah, I hate that stuff. I wish I could thong. Me too. It's been a long time since I played Smash. I forgot about Crazy Hand. Fair enough. I haven't played Smash ever. The only reason I know about like Master Hand and Crazy Hand is only because of the music video. Was it the music? It was some sort of video. It was like the dun 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 dun, dun that video. The one where that song is playing. I don't know if it was like a trailer for Smash Bros or just a cinematic or whatever it was or something, but that's the only reason I know about what that is. 4 hours of sleep 4 hours of sleep a day fried my brain, so I am not up to par with the conversation. Fair enough. Final Destination OST. Who is this character? It was supposed to be her. It was supposed to be her. This is not her at all. Who is this? What the heck? What the hell? Hold on, let me not move on before I finish this. I could make it her, but she has like a different hairstyle, I suppose. I could do that. It's not necessarily the end of the world. I could give her like a bow. I mean, she has a bow on the back. She has a bow with like a ponytail. What if I give her like, I don't know. I'll just give her like 2 bows. Ended it with that. You know, I'm surprisingly not that tired today. Even though I went to sleep pretty late, like at 3 a.m., which isn't the worst, but it's still not the best. I'm gonna try and get a video out tonight, by the way. It's gonna be another Discord art video. I might as well. I feel like I want to try and do at least one of them per week. Maybe not tonight, but I'm gonna try and get one. I'm gonna at least work on the video, actually. So maybe not. Maybe I'm not gonna release it tonight, but I'm gonna just... The chat breaker? No, chat just silenced for a second. I'm at least gonna work on the video. Do I remember you? Yeah, I remember you. You were here last time, weren't you? I know you. Your profile picture and your name is very bland, but compared to everyone else, the blandness actually stands out. Also, but actually, it's bland, but it's only bland because I associate the word temp, like temporary, I assume is what it stands for. I assume that I associate that with like blandness. Because it's just like a temporary name. It's just like a placeholder name. But your name is Temp Perm. So it's temporary permanent. So so that's actually it's a pretty good name, honestly. It's actually a pretty good name. But also your profile picture is like blank, and almost no one's profile picture is blank or gray. Or is just the letter T. How would one learn to shade like you? I have a video on it. It's called like Beginner's Guide on Shading or whatever. It's very simple. I think the video can explain it better than I can probably explain it right now. It's in my playlist. It's in the playlist section in Beginner's Guide to playlist. If you scroll down, there's like a video called like something about shading. You got that right? You got that right completely? How? Wait, what do you mean?
I don't know. I mean, like usually temp means temporary. Usually permanent, like I don't know. What does perm mean? Like when you perm, like when someone perms their hair, why is it called perm? Does it because like does it mean permanent? I don't know. Because like I assume permanent. I actually don't know why I thought that was something that's true, but now that I don't know why I thought that perm means permanent. It's the only word that it probably could be. I don't know. Sarcasm is lost on me. It could be, yeah, permissions also. But the only reason I said permanent is because temporary, like permanent and temporary seems like a set, you know? It seems like they go together. So it just feels like permanent and temporary just, yeah, I don't know. It's like if someone, yeah, I don't know. It's like brief and extended go together, short and long go together. So I was like, oh yeah, I just assumed. It is indeed temporarily permanent. Oh, nice. If you were a VTuber, would you use Pathos as your bottle? No, probably not. But you know, if you know, is it Vettel or Beetle, whatever. I think what I would have is I'd have like Pathos maybe holding like a tiny avatar of me or something like that. After all, I'm not Pathos. I could have her like holding a plushie of me or something like that. Hello, Batman. How's your day going? Dennis will know me as the antagonistic debater. Debater, actually. Will I? Maybe. You're just PTSD. You're the your debate PTSD is what you are. Debate trauma. I don't know. Was it an actual debate? I guess so. But was there any arguments? Real? I don't know. I couldn't pick apart any real arguments though, so unfortunately, I don't know. But yeah, it's like it was like yeah, it was a debate. How old am I? I'm 20 years old. I'm an elderly man. I'm gonna die soon, honestly. It's sad. Unfortunately, this is yeah. I'm pushing. I'm really pushing 80. I'm 20 pushing 80. Very sad. Very sad. I'm also 20? Noise. I gotta pay taxes soon. Life ain't good. I'm joking. But my art is 50 years behind yours. That's unfortunate. I'm sure you can catch up quickly. To be fair, I only really started improving like a lot when I was 16, maybe. I started improving when I was 16. I've been drawing for around 9 years, but yeah, I've only really been improving for like three of those years. Four, I guess. My art. Oh, not read that. At what age do you start drawing? I've been drawing for my entire life, technically. But what age did I start taking art seriously and actually like trying to improve? Around the age when I was, I think I was 12. It was 2017, so I must have been 12. Yeah. So in 2017. I don't consider all my life to be when I started drawing. I consider it when I started drawing to be when I like actually, maybe not locked in because I didn't improve for a long time, but when I actually like tried to draw. Like I started drawing every day in like 2017 basically. It was very fun. It was new and it was fun. I've been drawing for 2 weeks, so patience, I guess. That's yeah, that makes sense, yeah. It's not about your age. It's about like, yeah. It's not about your age. It's just about the practice that you do. It's like a combination of practice, mileage, and like, of course, there's some degree of talent. I'm not talented at all, though. It took me 9 years to like get to this level. Like, I'm not even a professional. Like, I'm not like a master at all. It took 10 years or 9 years. So it depends on the type of practice, of course, because if you find the right type of practice, you don't have to like search you don't have to search desperately, but like at least searching at all. Like I wasn't like for the first 5 years of my art journey, I wasn't searching. I was just drawing whatever. I wasn't using any references. I was trying to draw, but I didn't know how to improve. And so if you like start if you start doing things that help you improve like more than I was, you're gonna improve quicker, faster. I like your art a lot. Also, the music is very chill. Sounds like something I'd hear in a cafe. Yeah, that's the point. Hello, Singularity's adopted kid who's not my kid, because you're not my kid. But hello. What inspired you to draw in the first place? There's a girl I liked. I liked her face. I wanted to draw her face really well. Is why I started drawing. And then I originally wanted to do realism. I was gonna get into realism, but then I liked anime. I ended up liking anime. So got into that instead. Can you shout out my friend's vicious art perchance? Well, I guess I just did by doing that. Maybe, I mean, well, yeah, like I said, I guess I just did. I don't know them, so I don't know. But I mean, like I said, I basically already did. Your day was horrible? That's unfortunate. Actually, that's we had similar. We had similar origins. Nice. I like the fact you do it with pen and paper. It's just easy. How do you get the inspiration? Also, how do you get good? Inspiration comes from like Pinterest, Twitter. Yeah. Any app that can host like art. As long as an app can host like art images, basically, that's where I'm getting my inspiration from nowadays. When I was starting out, I just like looked on Pinterest for IRL references, art references, any type of reference. Or not when I was starting out, but like when I was starting to improve is when I started doing that. Yeah, I would say Pinterest is good just for like searching for references and just like having a good algorithm. Maybe I think that's where Pinterest shines. When it comes to following artists and just getting a specific artist like art on your page, on your home feed, Twitter is better because you can actually follow people, like actual artists that post their art. For the most part, there's probably other places that might be better, but Do you look at any other art YouTubers religiously? There's like one. So like 58MW is really good. I learned how to make scene in OBS. I'm technical any talent, so even if it's easy for me, it's success. Oh, okay, sorry. I'm technically any talent. So even if it's easy, comma, for me, it's a success. Yeah, fair enough. I mean, a success is a success, no matter how easy it is. A win is a win, as they say. How do you get? Yeah. The way that I get my motivation / inspiration is just looking at cool art. Like now, especially nowadays, I just look at a bunch of like really cool stuff, and it just makes me motivated to draw. Like my favorite artist is like Yusuke Murata, who does the art for One Punch Man, the manga. Really cool. He's really good. Like Tatsuki Fujimoto, who does like Chainsaw Man, Goodbye Eri, Fire Punch, Look Back. I haven't read Look Back, but I mean I've heard it's good. Sui Ishida, who did Tokyo Ghoul's manga. Yeah. But yeah, just looking at really cool artists. Also, her air is a little bit too high, but whatever, it'd be like that. Favorite artist, Yusuke Murata. Use your art streams as reference and sometimes just random manga characters. Fair enough, yeah. My friend, antisocial extrovert, did some really cool rendering recent. If you check her community tabs. Well, maybe I will. I can't do that right now because I'm streaming, but yeah. Cool page of sketches. Thank you. Nice. Welcome to the stream. How's your day going? Ever read a story of a character without images and it stuck with you to draw it? No. The last book I read that's like a storybook was a long time ago. It was like when I was still in school. I think it was like Dune and like the Butlerian Jihad, I think. But yeah, I haven't like read a book recently, and when I was reading that book, I wasn't an artist really. Like I wasn't like really pursuing art, so I didn't like think to draw any of the characters or anything like that. I learned how to, read that already. The thing is, I like making stories or drawings, but
But then when I want to make a story, I end up dependent on Pinterest to do anything, like these people who depend on ChatGPT.
Yeah, but the difference between people who do ChatGPT and people who like look at art on Pinterest is looking at art on Pinterest builds your visual library. Having a chatbot think for you deteriorates your brain. And also, when you look at Pinterest, right, when you look at a reference, it's not about just trying to copy the reference. That's not the point. Do not try and copy the reference one-to-one. Break down the reference into simple shapes, you know? Now that I think about it, your entire week is like, that's unfortunate. But why? Yeah, so like break it down and try and draw the gist of the reference, but don't try and copy it one-to-one, because like even if you do try and copy a reference one-to-one, it's not actually gonna, like, you're never gonna be able to copy it one for one. It's gonna take really long, so it's just gonna be a very long and arduous process. Especially, yeah, and like longer than if you were just trying to break it down or anything like that. So just like focus on breaking it down and trying to recreate the gist of the reference, the general vibe and the general maybe proportions, but you don't need to copy it one for one. It doesn't need to be like that. And that's the way that you'll build your visual library and like have a deeper level of understanding without being like ChatGPT. And even if you did try and copy it one for one, it won't be like ChatGPT, because looking at an image and then trying to draw it is already way more work than someone going to a chatbot and putting in a prompt and then the chatbot thinking for them, right? Having someone think for you is like, at least in art, you're doing your own thinking. For the most part, you're at least trying to replicate. Like, trying to replicate something is thinking. Yeah. Hey, your art, don't read that already. Favorite art? Yep, no, read that already. Complete sketches. Does the white pen have white ink? No, it's a gel pen. It has black ink too. Yeah. But you can see that the difference, like, this doesn't really have opacity control. It only does a solid line, and it doesn't have line weight. So this pen only does like one type of line weight, and this pen has more like line weight to it. I could read books without pictures. Oh, you can't read books without pictures. That's unfortunate. I read Fire Punch blindly, and that scarred me. No female character was safe. True. To be fair, Fire Punch is my favorite. The vibe of Fire Punch is the environment is great. The story is kind of just a fever. It just feels like a fever dream. Yeah, I really loved Fire Punch. Hello, Chess. Welcome to the stream. How's your day going? Let me read that. Dennis, is it true that you like to draw only cute things? Because if you do, I do also, as well. It's quite fun. I mean, I do tend to like draw more cute things, but I think in general, like, I draw cool things sometimes. But I do tend to draw like cute things, especially in the face. Like, I think that I do try and keep the body mostly like realistic. For the most part, maybe not really. Like, I don't really try and ground my drawings completely in realism, even when it comes to the body. But especially with the face, that's when I really like add the anime stylization, I suppose. Yeah, but I do have like a preference to like drawing cuter things rather than cool. Also, is the opposite of cute cool? Because I think so, but I don't know. I just feel like it is. Maybe the opposite of cute is like ugly, but like, I mean, like in the pleasant spectrum, in like the pleasant spectrum of things, is the opposite of cute cool. I recommend reading besides the cliches. It ends up being fun. I could assume so. It's like the only reason I don't like do a lot of things is because I'm just really into drawing right now. I'm not really into anything, so it's not like I'm. Basically, I don't like read a lot of books, but I also don't like play a lot of video games. I don't do a lot of anything outside of drawing. Yeah. In fact, I need to get back into exercising. I guess I've been exercising, like, more recently. My legs are sore. What the fuck is that question? Quick question. Do you guys think that if I give her banana bread with chocolate, she'll give me some tongue? Absolutely beautiful. What do you mean by basic shapes? So yes, sorry, I didn't explain. I mean like cube cylinders, that type of thing. You don't have to draw perfect cubes. Like, you can just draw something like this, right? As long as you can draw like the very basic representation of cubes and understand it. As long as you understand what you're doing, it doesn't need to be perfect. So cubes, cylinders. I don't want to get in the way of the mushroom. I want the mushroom. I want to like keep the mushroom mostly mushroom. I want to keep the mushroom mostly mushroom. Hello, Rap Dog. By the way, how's your day going? Have work now. Bye. Okay, goodbye. Sorry. Sorry, Regalia. Oh, that's your name, Regalia. Regalia. Goodbye. Please, on God, I need to answer. Yeah, hello, Rep Dog. How's your day going? I've been in the best mental state all week. I won't get into it. And I found out today my best friend's last day at school. Oh, it was. I found out today was my best friend's last day at school because she's moving to Iowa for half a month. Half a month. That's unfortunate. Unfortunate, yeah. Well, you know, at least she'll come back. Brooke has moving all over the place. True. Dennis, did you know that manga artists get treated horribly in the working industry? That's why I'd rather be an indie comic artist rather than a manga artist. Fair enough. Yeah, I'd assume like something like, yeah, similar to like animators or anything. Like that type of job where you're like in the industry usually is like pretty stressful, and more than stressful, it's like pretty bad. I've read a lot of manga, and by far the manga I've disliked the most reading was Jagan. I can't physically explain how much I hated the MC. Fair enough. I've heard about it. I just don't know what happens in that. And I got yelled at by my choir teachers because I couldn't sing low enough. She moved me to the lower section. Because I just look like I sing low, but I can't sing low. That's interesting. What the hell? What does looking like you can sing low mean? Oh, I guess I can understand what that means, I suppose. He answered. He said, "What the fuck is that question?" True, I did. A regular pencil eraser seems to erase stuff better than the eraser I got specifically for art. It'd be like that sometimes, actually, yeah. I was playing Terraria today, though, actually. Okay, goodbye, Lily. Hello, Kirill. Welcome to the stream. How's your day going? Vanilla or Calamity? Oh, no, I'm on PS4. I don't have any mods, so just vanilla. One day, though, I'll probably play on PC. I mean, I have an actual PC now, but I don't want to use my PC for anything that's not art. Mainly because I don't want to stress out my PC. The PC almost not really bankrupted me, but it certainly made me I was actually like dead broke. When I got the PC, it was like 500. It was 500 and like 35 for like a 16 gigabyte PC. It was like a pretty like it's not like the best PC ever. It's not even close to a high grade PC. Yeah, so basically I don't have if this PC starts having problems, I'm cooked. And so out of caution, I guess. Maybe it's caution that's not like that's undeserved, but yeah, out of caution, I will hold off on doing anything on that PC. That game had me spazzing out. Why the fuck is the Wall of Flesh so atrociously difficult? Honestly, I just kind of buy dynamite and I build a road. I build a road in hell on the underworld, and then I just like dynamite it over and over again. That's your dream, to have a gaming PC? No, not really. I don't need to game. I mean, like, how much would I even use it that much? I don't know. I don't think I'd use it that much. Having Terraria wouldn't do anything to your PC. Maybe not. But considering I'm not, like, I'm the type, I've never used a PC ever. This is my first PC. This is the first time I've ever had an actual PC, other than like a laptop, right? But yeah, I'm like, I'm just wary of downloading stuff. Like, I mean, the Calamity mod, I'm sure, like, it makes sense that it would be fine. I'm sure, like, downloading things would be fine. I'm just a very hesitant person. Also, I don't have an actual I don't have a monitor for my PC. My monitor is my drawing tablet. I don't even have the equipment necessary to, like, really use it properly.
I built a road in hell. The motherfucker's so hard. The MF. I'm a technician, by the way. Oh, nice.
Yeah, like no, I'm sure. I'm not. I mean, I am sure. I have an irrational fear, truly. It's kind of like a person telling you, like, oh, you know, having the spider on your hand would be fine. I'm not arachnophobic. Like, I don't have arachnophobia. But similar to that, I have an irrational fear of things just break for me, okay? I don't know. So, even though, like, yeah, like, I mean, the Calamity mod is popular. It's like a well-known mod. I'm sure the way that you get it, and like, I'm sure it's a totally safe thing to do. Downloading games, I'm sure, is totally safe. I am just irrationally uncomfortable with using the PC for anything.
He made a highway to hell. I'm not gonna sing it. Highway to hell. Or something like that. I don't know. Who am I drawing? I don't know. I'm just at this point I have no idea. I think I've abandoned all thought when it comes to drawing right now. I'm drawing out of pure muscle memory. Dennis, honestly, that's funny. I think it's good to be worried about downloading stuff.
No, I'm just yeah, maybe, but I think this is irrational. I think I do have an irrational fear of downloading.
Tori itself supports the mod and all that. Like it's not some pirate thing.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
Fair enough. That actually does quell my fear a little bit. Not fair. I guess it's fair. Yeah, it does quell my fear.
I've never had any PC games, so yeah, I'll have to get familiar with that. Anyways, yeah, Calamity looked like the mods that I've seen for Terraria looks really cool though. It looks really fun. What is Calamity mod about though? The only thing I what's it called? The only knowledge, the only interaction I've had with the Calamity mod, like knowledge about it, is just the music. I know the music's really good because I heard, like, I just have a bunch of, not a bunch, but I have some of the songs on my playlist.
I'm not gonna sing it. Proceeds to sing it. I couldn't stop myself, especially with how the internet is now.
Yeah.
What's your long-term plans with drawing? I just want to have fun. So you play Terraria on mobile? No, I have a PS4. It's like a new game, basically. Oh, interesting.
Yeah, maybe I'll look into it actually. There's this guy that I used to watch play Terraria. I don't know who it was. Like, he used to play mods or something. I forgot who it. I think he's popular. I'm pretty sure he's popular. His videos were chill. So it's like one of those Minecraft mods that basically just completely changed the game. Or is it like, it is Terraria, like there's the same like base, but like the progression and stuff is completely different. Like there's yeah. It's, yeah, like they just completely reworked the entire game.
Minecraft, in my opinion, it is much better, even though it is more expensive. It's much more creative in what you can do. Perhaps. Different progression, weapons, bosses, etc. Noise. Yeah, I'll check it out. I mean, at the very least, I know they have good music. And everyone, like, people love the game anyways. I mean, the mod, yeah. People love the mod. You just lost the game. Huh? Oh, sorry. It's a full rework. Ooh, nice. Terraria on mobile is an absolute hell. I was getting my ass handed to me on a silver platter by two slimes and with umbrellas. I've drawn so much Herobrine, it's funny. Fair enough. I don't think I've ever drawn any. Is that true? I must have drawn Herobrine at some. I don't think so. I think I drew Herobrine once during stream, but I forgot exactly what it was. All the popular mods can be downloaded through the Steam Workshop, which is safe for the most part. Oh, that's cool. I've never used Steam. I know Steam is like the place where you go to get games, but I never used Steam. I don't think I actually know what Steam looks like. Is it green? I think it's owned by Valve, right? The company that did a Half-Life? And did they do Portal? No, that's crazy. They didn't do Portal. Did they do Portal? Thoughts on feminine men? They exist. I don't have much thoughts besides that. I don't know. Now, thoughts on masculine women. Is that the same thing? I don't think so. I don't think tomboys necessarily. I mean, they have like masculine traits, maybe. I don't think that's. I was gonna be like, no, tomboys, but I just wanted to reverse the phrase, but I don't think it necessarily works. Same thing, tomboys. Yeah, let's go with that. Masculine woman. Okay, anyways. Portal, Half-Life, and Counter-Strike. Oh, they're all Valve and Dota. What is Dota? Tom Girl W. Yeah. Owned by Valve. Oh, nice. Okay, cool. Are you aware that the thing where you draw characters facing the direction of your dominant hand? Yeah, I do tend to draw. It's easier. I could do it. It's just not in my, it's not my brain. Especially, I wasn't thinking about these drawings at all. I wasn't thinking about this drawing, and I definitely wasn't thinking about this drawing. You could tell I was almost thinking with this drawing because this character is at least facing forwards. Yeah, I could see how like it'd be easier to do. I mean, why would I try that? Am I insane? Can you also draw some frogs? I don't really know how a frog looks. I mean, I could look up a reference, but I don't really feel like it, so I'm just gonna do like. Oh, rain frogs are cute though. Okay. I don't know why, but when you said, can you draw some frogs, I thought of a turtle and not a frog. Des, would you like to be able to draw with your non-dominant hand? I think it'd be cool, actually. Hold on, let me draw a frog right here instead. Draw Froppy from My Hero Academia? Nah. My shower is only doing cold since it broke, so no heat during my shower. All my showers are now all my showers now are non-consensual cold showers. That's unfortunate. This one is on me, sorry. No problem. How do frogs look? That's not right. I think I was in a better place the other time. I can just do a really like derpy looking frog, I guess. It doesn't have to be like the best frog or like a big frog. It can just be like something like this, I guess. And then like bringing them out. That's such a frog. This is definitely a frog, I promise. I always say cold showers. I highly recommend them. They're good for the mind and the body. I heard there are like people who like swear by cold showers. I have taken them. Like after a little while, it's fine. It's just the shock of it originally is just enough to. I'm sure like if I kept doing them, I'd be fine with it actually. Cold showers are painful. And 170 of them are him eating and consuming player. Wait, what? Dennis, would you believe it if I told you I've drawn 213 Herobrines? Read what I said before out loud, bum? Nah, I don't think I wanna. When was the latest you've ever... Oh, what? When was the latest you've ever stayed up drawing? Oh, stayed up drawing? Maybe like 6 a.m. 5 a.m., 6 a.m., probably 6 a.m. Is that the frog that Zeppeli demonstrated? Hama? What is that? What is that sentence? Is that a JoJo's reference? It's easier if you start warm and ease into the cold showers. Ooh. Dennis, do you know Toby Fox? Yeah, he's the Undertale Deltarune guy. He also did some work for a different game that I have. No, he did some work for a game. I don't know what game, but I know it was surprising for me that he did work for the game. Pokemans? Pokemans? Pokemon Sword? He worked for... What? He did? He worked with that? If you like tomboys, say what? What? Gotta go now? Okay, goodbye, Skillbones. I didn't know that. That's big. The tower theme. Oh, okay. He did the music. Okay, I see. Yeah, I mean, he does make good music, to be fair. The Deltarune soundtrack slaps. I've never played Deltarune. In fact, I don't even know what the game's about. In light of this, has Dennis watched Tomachan is a Girl? I have watched 2 episodes of it. Again, I don't like romances anyways, so it doesn't matter if I actually like the archetype of character or not. I'm probably just not gonna watch it if it's a romance. Dennis, oh no, not talking. Wait, hold on, not yet. No, okay, cool. Dennis, are we talking? Oh, Dennis, as we are talking, I'm drawing hereby ripping apart a player. I found this skin, a Purebrine. I found this skin off a Minecraft skin editor. The name of the skin is Cool Burrito, I think. Interesting. Was Eren Yeager the villain? Yeah. Yeah. Certainly by the end of the story, yeah. Absolutely adore romance. It's one of my favorite genres. I watch one romance a month, I believe. Yeah, nice. I mean, like... I mean, yeah, I think Eren is my favorite. He's my favorite character in the show. I think his character is like really interesting. I would say that even if he like, I don't want to spoil anything. I'm not gonna spoil anything. Also, try not to spoil anything in the chat. There are some people who haven't watched it, so. But yeah, no matter the intentions. I still think the actions can still like yeah. I think I would consider him a villain,
especially from in the especially in the perspective of the show. Yeah. Yeah, but like whether you do what you think you had to do or not, I think you can still do a villain. Like you can, like okay, think about most villains in shows, like, or not most, but a lot of them are like the type they're like that are like the ends justify the means, which is like fine, but I think you're still a villain, right? Like you can think that you're doing something, like whatever you're doing is justified. That doesn't actually dictate like whether what you're doing is right or not, or right in the sense of like good or bad. You know, it doesn't mean that it's like a good thing to do. Hello, Robo. How's your day going?
Yeah, maybe anti-hero could work. I don't actually know what an anti-hero is precisely, like as a definition, but it sounds like something that could work. Like I've heard Deadpool is an anti-hero, which actually doesn't really mean much to me because I haven't read any Deadpool comics or anything like that. But I don't think Deadpool is like necessarily like a completely like evil aligned character. Even if I do like struggle a lot with it. I'll use evil like in media in relation to like what an author wants a character to be or not. But yeah, but anyways, yeah. Besides the point. I think he like can do good things. So I don't know. Dennis, do you still have problems deciding what's good or bad? I never had a problem defining what's good or bad. Like it's more about the morality, right? I think like I can consider something good or bad, but that is only in relation to like how I feel. Maybe I have like I can't remember exactly what I said, but I think good and bad can be defined. I think I'm okay with defining that. It just depends on like what I'm like, if something makes me feel good, like negative or positive. Basically, like I think that's how people use it. Morality is something different. So morality, yeah, because it just doesn't seem real, objective. But yeah. In any case, yeah. What was I doing? Rapdal, you missed the entire morality debate. There's a whole debate happening, or debate or something like that. Whatever. There's a whole thing. There's a whole morality thing. I'm sure you would have liked it. I was taking a nap. Fair enough. Hello, Ashina. Welcome to the stream. How's your day going? Dennis, are we talking about politics, or did we talk about politics? I don't seem to remember. We probably did. I mean, a lot of things can be boiled down to, yeah, maybe. I think so. Probably. I would guess so. Can you tell me how to draw mouths? I mean, I don't have a real good way to like break it down into anything simple. Unfortunately. I can draw mouths, but yeah, I'm not gonna be able to like break it down in any meaningful way, I don't think. You should draw a dog with a gun? Nah. Hello, Curtis, by the way. Did I say hello to you? I am now practicing the anatomy of the human skeleton with random poses and interpreting the skeleton with the position of the clavicles or speculum. Interesting. Do you watch Fire Force or Soul Eater? Your style really reminds me of theirs. I don't. I haven't, actually. I did watch Fire Force a long time ago, but yeah. Mine's good. How's yours? Mine's good. It's good that your day is good. But yeah, mine's good. Mine's good. In order to become a master in art, is it needed to learn every bit of the human's body, including its bones or muscles and tendons?
Yeah, so if you want to become good at art, it like a master is like if you have to master the fundamentals. That's basically it. If you can master the like if you think about it, a person could be a master at drawing trees or like nature, but not a master like they don't, just because you're good at drawing environments doesn't necessarily mean you're good at drawing people. At least it doesn't mean you have the knowledge on like what makes up a person, right? So to be a master at art, you just need to master the fundamentals. Just be really good at breaking things down, building them up, reorienting them. A master at art will be able to learn the human, like how to draw a person really quickly because they've already done the hard work of like building up their visual library of, or not visual library in this case, but building up their technical skills. If your technical skills are good enough, you will be able to learn like yeah, you'll be able to learn like how the human body works really quickly. A master at art is just a master at like the fundamentals. If you want to be a master at the human body, then of course you will need to know like all like how the human body works and stuff like that. But that's not the same thing. You don't have to be a master at humans to be a master at art.
Are you describing yourself? No, because I'm not a master. I'm barely a professional. I'm certain, no, like,
and when I say by professional, I mean like I'm barely someone who like makes money from art. Not in the skill level. I'm not a because I consider like Tatsuki Fujimoto. I mean, there's varying levels of professionals, I guess, but like still, I don't consider myself a professional. But I would say I consider myself. I mean, like I have like in a technical sense, from the definition of the word professional, like a profession, I guess. In a sense, I can almost consider myself a professional, but certainly not a master. I'm not a master at anything.
Yeah, done. Haven't been here a few streams, saw some great sketches there. Thank you. Technical skills are fundamentals, right? Yes, yeah. I believe it is needed. I believe that indeed it is unnecessary to learn every bit of the human body. That's just my way of seeing things, of course. I think it's true, yeah.
Like, to be honest, I think you really only need to know, especially if you're only going to be drawing the surface for the most, like you don't need to know. Can you see the liver on the surface? Probably not, right? When it comes to the musculature and the skeletal structure, I think it's important. Yes, it's important if you want to be a master. Like those Greek sculptors who can sculpt the human body, and they have like they can illustrate those minute details like the tendons or like specific parts of the muscle like flexing. Like they're like some parts of the body that is like so small and subtle that you wouldn't notice it, but a master would notice it because they've studied the human body, right? So like, but I don't think they need to know like how a liver looks, right? Or rather, I don't think they need to know like the liver, and there's certain, you only need to know the things that show up. As long as you know the things that show up on the surface, I think that's basically all you need. Like so like understanding the bones and how they work is important because it describes like what's going to show up on the surface for the most part. Yeah, I think that's true.
I think a liver looks like a liver. Fair enough. It's like drawing details, but most of the details are an illusion. They're false details that our brain tries to enhance. I'll be, read that. I still don't know all the muscles in the forearm either. Although I do know that there is around 4 muscles that are connected to make the forearm. That's how I draw it. Fair. What I mean is, I just think he's really good at art in my PFO. I think he's a master or pro at art, but most people wouldn't have the same opinions as me. My own opinions would change. That's all I want to say. Wait, who? Oh, you're talking about me? Yeah, no, I'm not a master, because I think a master has to have like actually, mastered something. I think I'm like decent. I think I'm like maybe high intermediate. After high intermediate, I don't know.
what's after intermediate? I think pro like expert maybe, but I don't know. I don't know what's after intermediate. I'm not a ranking guy. But I'm certainly not a master. Um like yeah, like there are some people who are really good, and I might say that they're like professionals, masters or whatever. They might not consider themselves that, which is like yeah, I think that's fair. I think that's normal. There are a lot of people, yeah, a lot of people. Maybe it's like the Dunning-Kruger. Is it the Dunning-Kruger effect? I think so. Where it's like the more you know, the more you know about something. Like the less you know about something, the better you think you. The more not. Hold on. What is it? The more knowledge, the less knowledge you have on something, the more knowledge you think you have on it. Like the more professional you feel like that you are, that you have on it. But the more knowledge you know, the more you know that like you don't really know anything. So maybe it's like something like that, but I really don't think that I'm like a yeah, I certainly am not a master, like by any stretch of the imagination. Are you still drawing fangs? I suppose so. You're not a master, you're an expert. I think I'm high intermediate, yeah. Advanced probably is the next step of after intermediate. I don't think I'm advanced yet. Even details of things I am noticing more the more I watch other people draw. I'm still building up my muscle memory of actually doing it. Yeah. Dennis, can you perhaps draw the human face and possibly the human body in all matter of perspectives with the restriction of only 5 failures? Nope. Nope. Also, what does failures mean in that case? I don't know. I don't think so. I think that's a very difficult thing. Like very, very difficult. The Loomis method has been helping me, but even with that, I still need more practice. This is really good, but when you compare him to Masters, you realize he isn't one. He doesn't strive to be the best either. He just draws for fun. Exactly, yeah. I'm not actually trying to be a master, to be fair. I think like I'm striving to improve, but I'm really only striving for like the attempt to improve. I'm not actually striving for the improvement part itself. If that makes sense. I don't know if that makes any sense at all. Like I'll be happy if I improved. I'm trying to like be better, but if I don't get better, I'm not gonna like be upset, you know. Yeah, there's a lot of professionals that aren't masters. And I mean professionals, there's like a lot of people in the industry that aren't masters. So whether you're like someone that's like decent or not doesn't actually like yeah. There's a lot of work that goes into actually mastering something. We're kind of the opposite. I don't think I have drawn for fun in months. Well, you know, as long as you're having fun, you don't have to draw for fun to enjoy drawing, I guess, yeah. I think so. So as long as you like enjoy art and enjoy the process of like attempting to create art, I think that's fine. I really do just prioritize enjoyment in art because art is like a passion. Like the reason a lot of people want to do art as like a job is because they enjoy it. So why would I make so like if in the process of making something a career, I no longer enjoy it, then it almost doesn't even seem like it doesn't really make sense to me to have made it into a career in the first place if it's going to ruin the reason why I wanted to make it in a career in the first place, if that makes sense. I guess. Yeah. It's something like that. I'm also I'm very aware that if I want to like go into the industry, which I don't, but like if I wanted to, you don't have to be like the most technically correct artist to get into the industry. You just have to be decent. And also like if I want to succeed on YouTube, you don't actually have to be like a good artist. You just have to be a good or rather you just have to be an interesting person, I guess. Present yourself in an interesting way. Yeah, but like as long as you're like having fun, like learning, I think that's it. Because I think you are, in a sense, drawing for fun. It just is that your fun is learning. I much suggest that each artist just make pre-existing guidelines as a reference to make their own guidelines. Huh? I love staying up. Oh, it's quite restricting. Those fangs look awesome. Thank you. They're a little bit off. They're slightly off, but I can Oh, that's what I'm doing. This one is so like this one is really deep. I accidentally went too hard on the line on the line weight there. It wasn't supposed to even be really a line down there, but it turned into a line, which is not what I wanted. It turned into a really dark line, unfortunately. I could I could maybe do the same thing for these. I just didn't want it to be like that, but it's cool. Hello, Action Man. Welcome to the stream. How's your day going? The question should not be, am I a master, but rather, am I creating masterpieces? So, yeah, basically, no. A master is someone that creates masterpieces, yeah. If you create masterpieces, then you're a master. Yeah. If you're a master, then you create masterpieces. Yeah. When drawing from reference, should I focus on speed or accuracy? Accuracy, like, if, like, accuracy for getting the vibe of the reference, yeah. Speed is not important. I mean, how many artists do you see like take hours and hours and hours to make a finished illustration? You shouldn't expect yourself to make a finished illustration in hours and hours and hours. Like, you shouldn't even expect yourself to make the same like quality that they're doing at so basically, like, the time that it takes a master or like an expert or professional to make a finished illustration, I think you could expect yourself to make like a sketch for the amount of time that they take to make a finished illustration, if that makes sense. It shouldn't be. It's like, an art is not a quick process, at least not usually, right? Especially when you're learning. So yeah, I think speed comes after you understand how to represent. Speed comes when you're able to like represent simple ideas well. If you could draw simple ideas, anything complex is built off of a bunch of simple things, right? So just get good at the simple, and simple things are usually they take less time than complex things. Like, if you just go bit by bit, it will usually be faster than if you go for like the entire complex thing first, if that kind of makes sense. Yeah, you don't have to focus on speed. Speed will come as you get better at drawing things in a simpler and simpler way. As you refine your process, you will get faster. But refining your process kind of comes with improving in general, like the accuracy. So, yeah. Des, do you think there will be a way you would find to get fun in the industry if you find to get fun if you're in the industry? Maybe. I don't think there's a never, it's like the thing, never say never. I don't think there's like a situation. I don't think it is the case that there's like no situation where I'll have fun. I just think it's less likely, and it's going to be more difficult. It's going to be more stressful. Honestly, doing that every day allowed for me to draw nearly perfect circles. Wait, huh? I used to draw exactly 100 circles, 100 squares, and 100 triangles as a way to build up muscle memory for drawing, and it worked. Yeah, I would assume so. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, goodbye, Emperor. Hello, Emperor. Did I say hello to you? Well, goodbye, Emperor. Also, hello, hey, what's up? Welcome to the stream. How's your day going? I'm curious as to see if I'm curious as to how I can replicate your style. Me too. My style is just made up of a bunch of things that I like. I think the proper, like, if there was the best way to try and replicate someone's style, you'd have to understand exactly what makes up their style in the first place. And a lot of the time, like, of course, there's like an artist probably knows some of what makes up their style, but I don't know if, like, I don't know all the things that make up my style. Like, some of the things that I'm doing may have come from somewhere, and I just forgot why I'm doing it in the first place. Like the way that I draw eyes in any particular way. Why am I doing it like this? It's not like my favorite artist is Yusuke Murata, but I don't think it's like all of the eyes are not specifically from Yusuke Murata. Like, not even close. I feel like his eyes are a little bit like he draws like his eyes are big, but the pupils can be very small. I don't think he has a lot of characters with really big pupils, and so I don't know where like this style exactly came from, but I know like maybe the shape of the eye, some of it comes from. I think like if you want to replicate someone's style, knowing where they like knowing why they're doing the thing that they're doing is very important. I think it's gonna make it way more efficient. I managed to replicate others, but I can't quite seem to get it unless I see how they do their guidelines, and my eyes aren't good enough to see through such a small screen. That's fair enough. I want to draw titties? Then maybe you should. I'm good. How are you? I'm good. I'm just here. Yeah, I think, yeah, seeing their guidelines is very important. My guidelines are what I draw, though. Like these are my guidelines. The way that, yeah, which is like to say I don't have like the most well-defined guidelines. What size is that sketchbook? It looks bigger than A4. It's 9 by 12, I think. Yeah, it's 9. It's 9 inches by 12 inches. Quite extraordinary. They're more like gestures, from what I can tell. Kind of. I would say, yeah. There's a lot of it that is based in gesture drawing. I think gesture drawing has helped a lot. But I do use them like guidelines, like in general, even though this won't be like the best representation. Like if I were to draw something like that, yeah, I guess this is very similar to gesture drawing, but it's certainly, I think gesture drawing guidelines are very important, or like they're good for me because they're very simplistic kind of. I'm like mine. I guess mine is messy, right? Like I don't have the cleanest art style. But I think at the root of gesture drawing is like simplicity. What am I doing? Right, I was drawing this body. Kind of lost it. I don't have a reference for this actually. Well, yeah. I mean, I don't have a reference for a lot of drawings, so I guess it's fine. It's mostly fine. But like a pose like this, hold on, I didn't actually finish the arms. Let's bring an arm up here. If I were to actually break down exactly like what I'm imagining in my head, I guess it'd probably be something like this. Maybe like I imagine these like cylindrical, like, yeah, like a box-like cylinder, I guess. The head is something like a cube. Is that supposed to be larger than this? I think I drew it a little larger. That's a very messy head. It's cool though. Assume it's something like this. So like the arms are cylinders.
the body is almost like a cylinder, but it's like a mix between a cylinder and a cube or something like that. Yeah, Dennis, who's this Jiren? Who's Jiren? Hello, Bethany. I haven't seen you in a while. Jiren, I think Jiren is like a no, it's a Dragon Ball character, isn't it? Cube. I've never really seen an artist use a cube in their guidelines apart from me. The head is like something like a cube. So like if I were to break down, I mean, you can kind of see it here, right? You can kind of see it in this head that I've drawn, but the actual base of the head is like a cube. It's not necessarily completely like I like to mix like a spherical. I like to mix the spherical attributes, well, of like spheres with cubes, because I think cubes are good for perspective, but spheres are good for like dynamism, I guess. So yeah, the heads I imagine are something like this. Also, I break the head into like I don't draw this shaded part of the cube. I don't draw that. As you can see, you can kind of see like the fact that it's missing. Like where this cube ends would be like right here. It'd be somewhere here, but I don't draw this area. Something like that. The skull is kind of a cubical oval now that I look at it. Yeah, like I add some roundness here, like to the top of it. It's not perfectly a cube. Because I mean, obviously, like the human body is round. It's not a cube. So. Oh, that chin is a little bit too. It's not deep enough. So I don't really want to break a mood here. I got a question to ask. Is that a white pen in the right side of the book, perhaps? It is. Hello, Grieve. Hello, Solomner. Hello, Solomner. Hello, Solomner. Solemn, like solemn. I've never actually said that word properly. Like, anyways, yeah, it's a gel pen. It's just a normal. It's not a. I mean, it is a white colored pen, but it's really just a. Why is it not drawing? Okay, I guess it draws better on this page. Yeah, it's just a normal. It's a gel pen. No opacity control. No line weight control. It's just a solid line, and this is a ballpoint pen. Do you always use the same objects for body parts? Torso equals circle. Oh, like torso equals circle for guidelines, or do you sometimes think of them as different objects? So I do think I think of them the same way. I don't really change it. If I find that a shape is not benefiting me fully, then I might change the shape. Before I used to draw the body as ovals. So instead of like this type of shape, I used to draw it in like this spherical way. Similar to like how Chomang does it. The problem with this is it's so loose. It's such a loose way that I didn't find it the most useful. So I changed to like a shape like this. I changed to like a mix of a circle and a cube, which is like a cylinder almost. My phone's about to die. I have to go. It has been an experience. Thank you. No problem. What do you mean so loose? Cubes don't have any faces, really, or they have infinite faces, essentially. So their faces are just not well enough defined, and so perspective becomes difficult, and like picking out certain landmarks on the cube on the spheres become difficult for me. Whereas something like cubes have really well-defined faces, but they're not the most dynamic like shape. At least for me. You should be able to see the underside of this. And so a combination of these is like something like this. I thought loose was something good. Loose is good when it comes to spheres are loose. They make your poses really flowy.
But if your pose is too loose, then you're like, at least for me, like if your anatomy is too loose, it's not like Picasso or something like that. Picasso is a very loose art style, I think. But to pick out the specific details of the anatomy of his drawings is like, I don't, do they even exist? I haven't like actually studied him, but like just as an example, like if a drawing is too loose, it feels more like a caricature of the human form than the actual human form, if that makes sense. Which is cool, like if you're doing stylization, but for me, who wants to kind of stick to a almost realistic form of the human body, specifically, like just the body, not the face, I think that having a style that's too loose is just not what I'm aiming for. You drew titties? Nice, nice. Um, have you ever been friend-zoned or in a relationship or something? Nope. Surprisingly, no. Yeah, being friend-zoned seems like such a. To be fair, I've only been in like one relationship, but that's besides the point. Being friend-zoned, yeah, being friend-zoned is like seems so common, but I guess I haven't had the chance to. I haven't had the chance to, unfortunately. Wait, is that a good thing? Maybe that's fortunately. I don't know. That's 9 years of experience, I guess. I'll experiment more. Maybe, yeah. Yeah, actually, I'm gonna end this stream soon. You're the first person I see that holds a pen normally. Really? Um. Well, see, this isn't a pencil. I feel like there's like almost. I guess you could like. There's some people who like hold pens weird, right? I suppose. It just feels the most natural, like something like this. I don't know. I feel like I've seen a bunch of artists do that, but maybe not. Yeah, fair enough. I guess. Yeah. Is that uncommon? Is it uncommon for people to hold the pen like that? I feel like I thought that was common. I swore it was common. Dennis, there's a hole within my soul. My heart has an aching, empty hollow inside of it. That's not good. Hello, Sebix. Welcome to the stream. How's your day going? Dennis, can you zoom in on your shading? I want to see it better. I can't zoom, actually. I mean, I can do this. Where's my shading? Where? Oh, I guess here. I guess this is a pretty decent example of shading. Let me bring this light closer. Yeah, I mean. If you're on phone, there's a feature next to the crown. You have to click on something like that. Have you guys ever tried to make a drawing and then the finished result starts to look like a sketch, but if you're really far away, it looks like a drawing? Yeah, I guess so. It's like when you're writing or something, but almost every time I see a good artist, they hold the pen different. Maybe. Like I have an actual pen, right? So like most like ways that you can draw, like I can't do this because the ball won't be in contact with the page. I feel like the pen does force me to draw in a more specific like way, like this. Hello, Rar. Welcome to the stream. Join the stream. Yeah, I just joined. Unfortunately. Thank you, Dennis. I could see your three-tone approach. Yeah, I guess I do that sometimes. Like this one, yeah. This face doesn't really have. It's really only like two tones for the most part. I guess you can kind of consider it like three tones technically because the lines are like the last point. Like the lines are like the third tone. But for the most part, I do only do like two. I try to at the very least. Let's see. Here? No, I guess it is three tones. Yeah, I guess I do normally do three tones, kind of. Especially if I want to give like a deeper level of like volume here. Like right here. Right here is like only two tones. Dennis, use overhand grip. I can't.
How do you feel about me animating a crappy version of Sakuda versus Gojo? I don't know. But yeah, that's about it, guys. Thank you guys for coming to the stream. Have a good day. Oh, thank you. Yeah, thank you very much. I will see you guys at a later date. Oh, there's no rhino. There's supposed to be a rhino here. So cool how it's messy and lines aren't straight, but each drawing looks complete. It kind of does, yeah. This drawing has some. I think. Oh, this drawing only has 2 tones as well. Like right here. But yeah, I'm basically leaving. This drawing has a lot of tones, I think. But yeah, thank you guys for coming to the stream. I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.